What's up, dude?
Good.
Shit, man. Um, yeah, just chilling, man. Just getting ready for Christmas. How about you?
Same. We went and did what's it called? It's like a drive-through light show thing. They had a bunch
Mm,
of flashing light setups. One was like a monster truck, looked like it was crushing a car. One
mm.
was a Medora. Didn't really care for that one, but
No, what? What?
yeah. And we drove up to that, and I go,
Oh, I
"What
forgot
the
you're in a
fuck?"
I forgot you're in a different state. The menorah makes sense now.
Oh yeah. That's something that I just wouldn't have seen.
I
I
was like,
didn't think Jews
Texas,
were
dude.
real
Like,
for like I really thought that was just like a Bible thing for like 30 years.
that's crazy. Yeah. It was funny. I was oh god, fucking Splinter Cell coming into the place here now. Jesus Christ.
Your mission, Snake.
Yeah. Tom, it's like Tom Clancy setup over here.
Yeah, from the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane by the visit Glen Rock, need crypto told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I was today, on the premium feed, I was talking about this rapper Woody, who I've been obsessed with since like high school. Who's from Antioch, California. He's a norteño, Yak life, Yak influenced. I was listening to him today on my walk, and I on my walks I get kind of like stoned and just kind of forget where I am sometimes. Like I'm just like into the music and stuff. So I was like walking in the Asian Indian parts of town. Nope, obviously they don't know what Woody is. Absolutely don't know what that is. And then I passed this shopping center, and all of a sudden I'm in this neighborhood that's like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I was like, wait, I realized like these dudes were like Southerners that were in this neighborhood, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, I shouldn't be listening to this here, because it's like actually not a good idea. It's like really disrespectful to do that. Like you're listening, it is like the king Northerner rapper that I'm like listening to, and I'm wearing like Nikes and like just like Nike workout gear. Like walking, they're just like, what is this like total fag listening to like just straight up like gangbanger, not even gangbanger, but like the absolute worst possible gangbanger rap that you could be listening to in that neighborhood. And then I was thinking, like, what if they killed me?
They're
Like,
playing it in their heads. They're playing this game like mark or bait.
yeah, exactly. Like I should have had like, if you see a police warn a brother shirt on or something, like, then they would have, they'd be like, all right, this guy's he's a fed. Like this guy, they just guys, stand down, relax. Guys, don't do anything. But what if he like because I was thinking like, what if somebody pressed me on that? I'd be like, oh, this was on shuffle. My bad. Because they'd be like, well, why do you have Woody on your phone? Like, this is insane. Because this is like I said, the lowest tier like gangbanger rap possible. Like, it's just there's no way that would just be not a circumstance I would expect those people to think they were going to encounter that day. I know you got to be on edge. You live in the hood. You got to be on edge for anything. But I was like, what if they killed me? Like if they just that was the end of my day. And then like shout out to like the RC soldiers, the horses that listen to this, and they were like, they're trying to say it was a gang killing, but like Big Pharma took Glenn out, and they were like, no, actually, he's just a buster. Yeah.
That's what I would ride with. I would not let your name be sullied.
Yeah.
On some dumb shit. No.
Luigi got me, like. I know Luigi took me out because Woody got his grave when he died. His grave got desecrated. They stole his grave. Like he couldn't even die without, like, he was that much of a op to everybody.
Damn.
Yeah, because there was a rumor.
Who is this now? Like
His name is Woody.
Okay.
He's from Antioch, California, which is the most depressing meth town in the Bay Area. And
Okay,
white, and
cool.
he's white, but he's like a Norteño,
Oh, let's go.
which you're allowed to be
Of course.
if you're down.
Yeah.
And he's
It's a very accepting culture.
yeah. If you look him up, the pictures are hilarious of him. Like, because it's just like
I'll look it up,
like
lady.
yeah, you look at him and you're like, there's no way. But then you're also like, that guy's probably killed so many people. Like, it's
Oh yeah. No, I can tell by
No.
the size of the jersey. This fool's got some bodies.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, it's
Ryan
just
Mitchell Wood,
yeah,
a
Ryan.
notable figure in Northern California's Norteño rap scene. All right, let's go to images. Let's do the image search
Yeah.
here.
Dude, it's just like
He got some like pen and pixel wannabe Microsoft Paint ass album
Dude.
art.
dude, it's so funny.
Just like holding guns over somebody laying down.
Yeah.
Like,
His death page on Wikipedia is pretty insane. It says on March 7th, 2007, Wood's life came to an end under circumstances that are still not entirely clear. I bet. His death is veiled in mystery. While some reports suggest he took his own I love the idea of some like Mexican guy uploaded his death is veiled in mystery. But
There are still a lot of questions.
the guy that killed him, yeah. But while some reports suggest that he took his own life in Florence, Oregon, I would too. Official records to confirm these details have not been located. Some believe that he drank himself into a deep and dark depression. Sounds like one. All right, nothing wrong with that, because he was responsible for the murder of Gabriel Snoop Roberson and his he was responsible for a murder that Gabriel Snoop Roberson is currently serving life in prison for. So he feels like he got away with one and could never deal with it. So Wood never hired an appeal lawyer and never confessed to the shooting, despite letting Robertson know that he would eventually do so. Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm gonna snitch on myself,
I got
bro.
you, dude. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't even trip.
Hey, I know it sucks in there, bro, but I'm gonna be in there instead of you. Don't trip. Yeah, keep it solid. But rapper AWAX released a single named East Coco, in which it is alleged that Wood left a will and a confession tape before he died. Rumors of a confession tape have been denied. In 2018, a memorial headstone installed at Holy Cross Cemetery in Antioch in honor of Wood was reported stolen. The theft of the headstone was met with shock and sadness from his community. No, it was not. Who viewed it as a deeply disrespectful act. And I was thinking, if they killed me, they would, like, my family would have to fear for that too. Because, like, let's be real, I'm making fun of Woody right now and also disrespecting the Southerners. I'd probably solve the gang issue. Because they'd be like, this guy's the real bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would have to, my family would have to put me in like the attic of like a Wiener Schnitzel or something, like at the top, like just the top layer of the slanted roof where all the hereditary weird stuff happens, probably. That's where
I like the idea of somebody that has a room, the way that some people have rooms that are full of like license plates of places that they've lived, but it's just headstones.
Yeah,
headstones of the ops.
Yeah. And if it's Antioch, they probably thought there was copper wire in the tombstone and just stole it. And they were like, we're going to hit a lick.
This has got to be worth something, dude.
Yeah.
We'll break
We're not even be like $30 easy.
No disrespect, but I'm high on crystal meth. Yeah. Just like, I'm stealing your gravestone. No, I'm not. I'm actually a huge fan, but I've got to steal Woody's tombstone. But yeah, I'm fascinated with him. I'm fascinated with like local Bay Area gangbang rap. I'm probably going to get to the bottom of what actually happened to Woody. There's a lot of YouTube videos of what they suspect.
Your theory, though, that he was probably the most, dangerous out of all of them is 100% true. Because I just looked at a picture of him.
Yeah.
He's got that face, which means he's got goober face. If you have goober face and you're in that world, you're the most dangerous motherfucker there.
Yeah.
Because we used to make fun of kids when I was younger who are all in prison now because they had goober face. Yeah. And those are the ones who are immediately like, no, I'll curb stomp somebody. It's fine. I don't care. Meanwhile, the people who look scary and hard, they don't need to do anything because they're intimidating. It's the people who are not intimidating, but who are in that world who are like, Yeah, I'll fucking pull someone's fingernails off. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, do you know how often they thought this guy was probably a cop for his first like 5 years of doing like work? Maybe not 5 years. That shit's accelerated pretty fresh, pretty heavy. I'd say like the first like 6 months of like doing stuff. They're probably like, oh, you're bringing Ryan. Yeah, let's meet somewhere else. Actually, don't bring him. Yeah. Ryan Wood. No, sorry.
He's like, I've got to do the thing from The Shield in front of them, right? Where I kidnapped the chief of police and
exactly. I know. It's
like, dude, I don't want to do this either, but I gotta make some waves out here.
I still love the idea of the guy who's like, hey man, you said you were gonna confess to that thing, you clearly did. And he's like, dude, I have been so swamped.
That's some shit I would do, bro. That's some shit. I'd be like, dude, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. This is fucked up. But I got like 3 things I got to take care of.
Bro, it's on the list. It's on the list.
It's on the list.
Since you've been locked up, traffic has got way worse.
Dude, I would show him like my Google Calendar. I'm like, it's right there. It's right there. It goes Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Confess to the murder and get you out of jail.
It's like, hey, does this prison meeting Zoom have screen share? I'll show you on my calendar right now. Can you guys see that?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do it right now. You want me to go tell them right now? You want me to tell them right now? You want my kids to not have their dad for one last Christmas? Yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine. I'll do it if you want me to.
Exactly. It's like, I know your kids have the same thing, but like this, you know what I'm saying though. It sucks though, right? Like, but we're gonna get you right back to the episode. But I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode. Yeah, so if you guys didn't notice, I don't feel like I need to introduce them, but I don't know. I guess I will. I've got the co-host of Agitator. It's not really the freestyle storytelling podcast anymore, right? It's not that.
Nah,
or is it?
Dropped that. Nah.
Kind of dropped that.
We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, but Kelby and David are here. I've been told that it's. I mean, I didn't need to be told this, but I have been told it. So it is kind of cool that when we link up, it's even people who don't listen to our shows love the link up, which I'm like, you should listen to the shows. Like, why are you not listening to the shows? Like,
wait, who did that? Who's listening to the link ups but not the other shows?
I'm not gonna put them on blast. I'll tell you guys after. It was not the person who doesn't fuck with us that said that. It was somebody who's like, I've heard people say like, oh, I don't really listen to either of their shows, but when they link up, it's a classic. I'm like, guess what? It's also a classic when we don't link up.
Yeah.
I was like, do we just have to do this every week now? Is it time for a merger of the two intellectual properties into one?
Yeah.
Is that how it has to work?
I guess so, dude. It's really hard to get people to like, hey, you should listen every week like I do to all my favorite podcasts. Like, yeah. Gosh, so hard to do.
What do I listen to now, dude? I listen to RC. I listen to I like Yerk's podcast a lot.
It's fantastic.
East Coast, California.
It's fantastic.
Oh, it's a really good show.
That's a good one.
Then it's like more mainstream stuff like Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon. You know, I try to listen to Part of the Problem because I like Dave Smith in theory, but he has this thing where he just laser focuses on something that doesn't matter and talks about it for like 30 minutes, dude. It's fucking crazy. Damn. So I'm hit or miss with that one, but that's pretty much it. Then it's audiobooks. After that,
it's kind of that way. I've been like drowned in audiobooks because I'm doing Miles Davis's biography, which is amazing. It's about as sick as you would think, because it's clearly a guy who got a transcript of Miles on like tape recorder and was like, I have to somehow try to turn this into like prose. But also it's like, and she was fine as a motherfucker, and I was shooting heroin between my toes, and I hated pussy at the moment.
I feel for that biographer, because I've ghostwritten some shit for some similar individuals.
Yeah, but Miles is a genius though. Like he's actually like you really shouldn't mess with his work because he actually is really smart. He's just like by that time when he's being biographed, he's just like I'm over everything at this point.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm like he's definitely like he definitely like doesn't spare the musical details. He's always just like, yeah, and then this day in the studio, me and Bird Parker did hella heroin and we ate hella chicken. And seriously, like Charlie Parker, no, I'm not even being racist. Like this is literally the sequence of events. He'll be like, Charlie
Which
Parker
part was racist. The voice.
Yeah, you know, yeah, exactly. The live chat's open; they're flaming me. But no, anyways, no, the Bird Park, Charlie Parker was like, you know, this genius jazz musician who was just strung out on heroin. By the time he was like our age, he was about to die and stuff. But he was like, yeah, Charlie would pick me up in a limousine and he'd be getting his dick sucked while eating chicken. I'm like, what?
That's
like,
fucking hard.
Did like Louis C.K. write this script in like 1999 or something?
Type
like,
shit, dude. But like, no, I know Charlie Parker because there was that great album from the nu metal days called Bird Up. Did you ever hear that one?
I did not.
It's when nu metal artists and their affiliates basically remixed and added things to Charlie Parker songs. I want to say Surge from System of a Down was on it.
Oh,
guy from Seven Dust was on that shit.
Damn.
But so I know some Charlie Parker songs just in a slightly different context.
Can you imagine if you showed Charlie Parker Surge Tankian and the guy from Seven, or showed him like Wayne Static? It'd be like, hey, bro, this dude loves your music. And be like, what?
You say that to him, he's getting his dick sucked while eating a piece of fried chicken. He's like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, he's
that's
like,
wild.
man, I'm gonna live forever and beat that guy's ass in 6 years.
Wait, did he die? Did he die from the heroin?
Oh yeah, or it was like some sort of like where his liver just tapped out on all of life.
It was the fentanyl, like George
probably.
Floyd.
Probably it was. Yeah. Yes, that's probably what happened. Yeah, I've taken. Yeah, I'm sure there's a Twitter thread telling you how Charlie Parker really died.
We're side to say, nah, it was the chicken.
Yeah. Sai knows more about Charlie Parker than all of us.
We're talking about
we're
talking about Charlie Parker dying of heroin, and he just puts up that picture of the arteries clogged. Yeah.
I know, the one that I thought was like a tornado for like 6 weeks. I was like, is that weather?
Where is that dude, by the way?
I know. You know what? I'm gonna remind him that the link has been sent. But yeah, he's I think he's doing some Christmas. His first Christmas as a married man. You know, the family start yanking you everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's the first one where it's like
it's not really an excuse, but yeah, I get it, man.
Of course. I'm doing PR constantly for the company, but no, he'll be here. But I was laughing too. I don't know. I actually wrote notes for this, even though this is the least noteworthy episode, because I've had some really funny thoughts that I can't really share that with like Larry Cook, you know, when he comes on.
Sure.
Like, well, maybe I could, but
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. But then he would tell me about the latest Q drop, and I'd be like, oh, okay. But I was just thinking, like, I'm really glad my mom never let me wear pajamas to school. Like, I was just thinking, like the other day, like. Because I saw somebody that was just like eating lunch with their daughter, and like they both had pajamas on, and I'm like, that's a wholesome moment. But I was kind of like, no, like there's rules. Men's clothes almost are pajamas, yet they still wear pajamas. I'm like, we're almost wearing pajamas. Like we're in, like, I think Jack calls it communist Logan's Run outfits. Like we're almost there as men. Yeah. It's a life hack. But then you'll see guys wearing like the Kirkland Sig pajamas.
Yeah, no, I used to see that when I was a teacher. A lot of kids just wore, but a lot of kids just, and I think COVID had a lot to do with it. Obvious. I mean, they might've been wearing pajamas before COVID. I don't know. I wasn't a teacher back then, but I think they just, that year, man, it just got them used to being at home. And somehow kids get this memo that it's okay. Only one cool kid has to do it. It's like anything else, right? Like suicide. Like only one cool kid has to do it, and then the rest of them can follow through. So like the pajama thing was like we had pajama day at school because they would always do this thing where, you know, it's like, oh, it's fun. The teachers are wearing pajamas. I don't have pajamas. I sleep butt ass naked.
Yeah, don't let me come to school. Yeah, I'll be on Megan's Law trying to celebrate Spirit Week. Yeah. I combined it with crazy hair too. Fuck. Yeah.
Only the major sluts wore pajamas at my school.
And gay kids. I noticed that too. There would always be a gay kid like that would like be really tall. For some reason, the
Wait,
gay
people
guys...
wore pajamas when you went to school?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I went to school with kids that listened to Woody.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
yeah.
I don't think kids did. A lot of kids wore like Fat Farm, Echo, Fubu, Jinkos.
Yeah.
But PJs weren't quite there yet. That's so interesting because we're close in age, but
yeah, it was. I mean, it was not like accepted though. It was kind of like this person's wearing pajamas. Like it was a big deal. Like it was not. It was kind of. But now I just see people like wearing it. I see like, and not even like white trash people with like Cookie Monster pajamas. Like that's a different thing. That's something that's always existed.
My God, how do you know?
But I've seen people
Those
that
are
are like
sluts I was talking about.
Yeah. But I've seen people that make like $150K a year clearly at Whole Foods wearing like pajamas and like slippers. And I'm like,
but
stop.
Why?
Yeah.
What is that?
I think it's to appear busy. Because I feel like now it makes you seem like people might go, well, that doesn't make you look busy at all. No, I feel like people constantly need to be so like on the run. They're like, I didn't even have time to change.
Yeah, I'm just going, dude. I'm going.
Yeah.
Like I wake up, I get out of bed. I got to go to Whole Foods what does Whole Foods even have now? I haven't been to a Whole Foods in forever.
Oh, since the Amazon merger, I've really.
They used to have a pretty like when I lived in El Paso, I lived by a Whole Foods, and they had a pretty fire like buffet like.
Oh, it used to be the hot bar. The hot bar.
Yeah, hot bar. Yeah, that shit was flames, dude. It was pretty good, but I haven't been in forever. And they look really impressive. I've passed a few of them, but the one that's close to me is Natural Grocer, and that's just like your regular grocery store.
Natural Grocer is great though. I love it.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's great. It's where I get great. Like I buy the what's it called? The Four Sigmatic. That's where I get my Four Sigmatic at. Is there something wrong with that, by the way?
No.
Four Sigmatic.
No, I was gonna make like in your prep. I was gonna say that's where you get your prep. Like I was gonna say.
I saw you thinking.
I was thinking about PK, and I was like, nah, I can't do that every time he talks. So, yeah,
you can't.
You did ask. Yeah, you did.
You did. Yeah, I saw the thought bubble. You know,
you did.
Glenn has thought bubble face.
I do.
Like
I wear my heart
riffing,
on my...
he's in, but then like when he's gearing up for the riff, you can see him like chewing on the end of a pencil. Like, oh, I got something coming.
Yeah, and I was like, no, let it pass. You know, that's your teacher mode. You're like, there's something you want to share with the class, Rockney, and I'm like, you're gay. You know, that's your teacher brain that came in there.
If I had a nickel for every time that happened.
Kid in pajamas, you're gay. Yeah.
At least I'm wearing fucking pants.
Dude, seriously, because the only men I used to see wearing pajamas to school were like gay kids that hung out with the girls that wore pajamas, and they were like really tall gay kids. For some reason, there were like 3 openly gay kids, not me, at my school that were like 6'3" and like
you were all grade. 3 of the gay kids.
it was little rascals. It was me, Ty, and our other friend, and we were like the little rascals. One big gay kid.
Like, stacked on each other's shoulders, but like one facing this way and one facing the other.
It's like, oh, there's the one gay kid walking down the hallway.
We only have one gay kid at the school. Yeah, that's crazy. Yes, exactly. Oh,
hey, get on my shoulders, but backwards.
Yeah. Do you guys like I personally don't like this, but do you guys like the barrage of Walmart Christmas rap music that's playing on every commercial? Because I hate it.
Walmart Christmas rap. What is this?
I don't know what this is.
There was a guy, I don't know, I watch a lot of football, so I think it's like a commercial that's on. I feel like
this the Costco thing? Buy a cookie because it's like as big as my head.
Yeah. Well, there was so the guy took the sample, and it's either some sort of Walmart or Best Buy kind of commercial, and it's the lights plug in like Christmas Vacation, and then you hear the dun 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 dun, but it's a trap beat. And then it's really bad. It's like just doesn't work at all. And then this guy's like, you hear the drums drumming, yeah, it's a good time coming. And then it's a Walmart commercial, and it's in kind of one of those mass shooting activation songs. I wonder if they want to ruin Christmas with it.
Yeah, this sounds terrible.
And then Busta Rhymes has one. Yeah, they brought Busta Rhymes back to rap on a Walmart commercial. It's fucking ridiculous.
Does he do it really fast?
No, he does it slow. He goes, sometimes you got to go down the aisle and get this. He does that like weird talking Busta Rhymes. You go down the aisle and get that toy over there. Busta Rhymes with a fresh flow.
Low effort.
Yeah.
Low
I
effort.
saw
His name
this.
is Busta
I
Rhymes,
did see
by the
this
way.
the
That's a
other
low
day.
effort rap name.
His name. Yeah, I know. That's just one of those ones where it's like if you were in a domain name, if you were buying domain names in like 1992 for like sex.com. And that's like Busta Rhymes is like, yeah, I own Busta Rhymes. And they're like, oh, nobody will ever think of anything like that. Yeah. Damn.
He's like, yeah, I staked my claim. I got it.
Hang on.
We will not hang on. But
You're crazy for that.
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah.
No, what they should be playing at Walmart is something like I'll be fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a rare candy Christmas.
That's great.
I like that one.
Is that Jelly Roll?
I think so, yeah.
And Shabuzi?
No, they should do a trap one, but it's the Carol of the Bells. That would go hard.
Yeah. That would be sick if they did that.
No, dubstep Carol of the Bells.
Yeah.
Dude, the drop would be sick on that. You have to be real. That would be cool.
The Carol of the Bells drop is already sick. So yeah, that would go hard.
Should
I like
do
the
it.
Gucci Mane Christmas albums. You ever listen to?
I have actually. I have. They're something. Tell you that much. They are something.
Is that clone Gucci or real Gucci?
It feels clone. Feels
Great
clone.
question.
Oh,
feels
man,
clone.
we're going back to this.
It feels cloned in. He cloned it in. Yeah. And
People are allowed to better themselves. Is this not a self-improvement podcast?
By becoming a clone?
It's true.
That's fine.
I'm sorry. You've seen this, right? Because you watch football too. The rap Christmas commercials are driving me insane.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. That one makes me so mad.
It's always a car commercial selling like a Chrysler or something,
It's a bunch of black dudes hanging outside of a Buick SUV golfing. And they're just like, I just love golfing, man. Like this Buick fits all my golf clubs. and then it's that song, and it's like buy your multiracial family a Buick for Christmas.
I will do no such thing.
Create the next Tiger Woods.
Every year I get more into Christmas music. It's never stopping.
You've been like
I've been
almost,
on it.
Yeah, you were doing like power rankings.
Dude, Harry Connick Jr.
Dude, you brought in Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk, dude. Because he's like a Mexican guy. He's not. No, he's not. He's like a Mormon white man. But you listen to it and he uses accordion, so it sounds like straight Cholo Christmas, like sleigh ride, and it's so
Mexicans
great,
stole the accordion from the white man. People just don't.
There was a tweet I
that.
saw that was really hilarious, where it was like Mexicans listening to polka music, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, fire. Yeah, that will be, because you know how they say like Mexicans, like the behind every like white nationalist like based account is like a Mexican guy secretly.
Yeah.
That's how like the next Hitler will rise. Will be like polka mariachi. Like we'll just be like it'll be
100%.
like it'll be like one of those big like Hitler things with like the drapes and like the eagles and the swastikas coming down, and then you just hear.
Dude,
that's how you know the big band's coming.
Yeah,
like that's
you know what? Because the German music was scary and it was epic. Let's be honest, but it was like, man, that's frightening. This will be more. It'll
like
catch you off guard.
Where did Hitler come out to? Rammstein?
Yeah.
Wait, what's wrong?
Du hast.
Yeah, Hitler.
Yeah.
But you need the Mexican.
We need a Mexican Rammstein, dude.
A Mexican Hitler would work. Like it would. I hate to say it. I'm not advocating for it. I just know people would buy in.
Even the mustache down to the stash. Like every aspect.
It would be super sick, dude.
His name's just Hector, not Hitler. It's just
Nueve.
Heil Hector.
Adolf Hector.
Well,
Nueve.
Yeah.
Considering who their president is right now, it might make sense if they make a hard turn.
They're in the.
That's true. That is really
Weimer
weird.
phase.
That it's just a Jewish woman that's the president of Mexico.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's like, did Mexicans vote for that? I doubt it.
Yes. Why do you ask? Get a free and fair election down here in Mexico.
Who knows what's? I'd love to get into Mexican politics, like just understand it. Because
I thought you meant run.
No, I mean,
don't say no.
No, but but just because there's the whole cartel wild card factor where you could win and get your head chopped off the next day if you're the wrong guy or gal.
Yeah, didn't they have like crazy assassinations? Like 30 people got killed in this last election. And people immediately think, oh, it's because of the cartels and stuff. But then you look at who won, and you're like,
triple parentheses cartels. Yeah, yeah, that is crazy though. Like just that's that. The Mexican president was just like, Israel has to be strengthened and fortified.
Yeah,
everyone's like, yeah, for sure. Okay. That's the only thing happening down here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Mexicans are so chill too. They, I mean, most of them are probably like
Israel. Yeah, Israel. Yes, it's my neighbor.
Yeah, Israel. He does need to be stronger. Very lazy.
They bomb him. Yeah. The parasailer, paratrooper.
Israel did what on October 7th?
Exactly. So yeah, that's all my notes, guys. So yeah, I took a lot of notes, but that's all the notes that I have.
Well, it's Christmas time.
Merry Christmas.
We don't need to talk about it now, although I wouldn't be mad.
Why don't we talk about
JDO, I need to know about these telepathy tapes and what's this all about.
Okay, I'll tell you about it. My son is currently screaming because it's time for him to go to bed, and his mom turned off Chippendale Rescue Rangers. If I seem a little distracted, that's why. I'm showing him all the old, I'm showing him all the old stuff that I watched because my theory is these are shows that I vetted essentially, right?
True.
Like I'm me, and I'm all right for the most part, right?
No, you're the fucking man. Fuck these kids, dude. They need to be you. Yeah.
But so like fucking Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, Chippendale, DuckTales.
Nice.
And he loves it. They're great shows. Fuck Coco Melon. Fuck these new like I showed him Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is like a newer. It's like if Coco Melon did Disney, right? It's computer animated and shit. It turned him fucking feral. He was immediately an asshole, right? With that show. He'd be like, I'd walk into the room, he'd be like, get out. I'm watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And so I knew something was wrong. He was getting the message through there. But yeah, Sai with the telepathy tapes. It's really interesting. These basically this journalist discovered what we all know, which is that telepathy is real, 100%. But she began talking with this professor from Harvard who was doing experiments because the Harvard professor was receiving emails from all over the world that nonverbal autistic kids were reading their parents' minds. And it was driving the parents crazy. They couldn't hide Christmas presents. They couldn't real, like they couldn't do anything because these kids would just immediately know. So basically this professor started doing tests where like she'd be Zooming with like in the first episode, it's a Mexican family with a nonverbal autistic girl. And she texted the mom a random number. The mom thought of it. And then the girl wrote the number out. Right. And of course, like listening to the show, the woman's like, it's like, she sounds like the lady from Serial. She's like, I was very skeptical. So I wanted to run some tests of my own. Not me, dog. I see that. Like, I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't know how that's faked. That's fucking crazy. But listening to it, something they don't touch on in the show, but that I think is very interesting is that we know that Australian Aboriginal people are telepathic essentially, right? Like,
I didn't know that, but
this is news to me.
Oh, I thought this was common knowledge. Okay. So
the Proposition, the movie, The Proposition, they're trying to stop all that.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like these people, listen, before we had speech, we all communicated telepathically. Speech is basically,
and we shall return to that.
Yeah. Right. Speech is what basically eliminated our telepathic abilities, which is why it's interesting that non-verbal autistic kids have this, right?
It's like a blind guy playing jazz piano. It's like, damn, he's good.
Exactly. We were talking about Charlie Parker before we fucking got here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy in its own right. You weren't even here for that.
Yeah. Well, Size high key telepathic. So is Kelby. Kelby's probably the most telepathic.
Kelby's clairvoyant as shit.
Kelby's good.
Yeah.
Remote viewing king. Yeah.
Matt Fresta. Matt Fred, Australia.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Frest is
he was on a tear. Dude. He was on a heater this year with the fucking
Hell yeah, let's go.
Maybe is he cheating as an Aborigine, just doing his?
Yeah, he's got
like an Asian.
No, I think you'd be able to tell.
Yeah.
They have very distinctive features. But
he's like a football player at UCLA that finds like an Asian case. Like, I gotta get a 2.0, dude.
Yeah. I know we got to start doing like USC safeties and to see if they're telepathic or not in the secondary.
Yeah.
The
closer they
Isaiah Palomal.
But they have any of you read Songlines, the book Songlines? I don't know. I mean, it's one of those books. What I love is when these classic books from the 70s where like a white guy goes to a tribal culture and finds out some crazy shit about them, whether it's like Songlines or The Serpent and the Rainbow or War of Witches or any of this, you know, people go, well, that's none of that's relevant because it's, you know, white supremacy and, you know, he's romanticizing all this shit, but then it turns out that it's just a real thing. But
the Way of the Peaceful Warrior, sorry to cut you off, the sequel to the Way of the Peaceful Warrior, the second one is him in Hawaii doing the same shit. You're learning all that knowledge. And it's like you reading it, and of course I'm like, this is 100% real. This isn't some guy faking this shit. Anyway,
right, because it's not dramatic enough to be a story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just really fucking cool. But in Songlines, so what the Aboriginal people will do is they sing songs. They still do this to this day, but like the way that they tell direction and what to do is through songs. So like they'll start out from a certain place singing a song, and the length of the song will tell them when to make turns and get to places that they'll be. But they found with the songs that they actually were like, when one tribe would initiate a song, because, you know, obviously the tribes they're friendly, but they're not friends kind of things. Like other tribes would also initiate their own song lines, and they'd move so that they were never quite. But there's a lot of really interesting stuff. Tyson Yunka Porta is I think he's an Aboriginal Australian dude, but his book Sand Talk is fascinating. It's like him talking to the elders and kind of explaining how radically different Aboriginal perception of the world is, and how you know, telepathic, animistic.
See, this is why I can't get down with like the 100% super right-wing Twitter. Like, the Aborigines, they're fucking retards, man. You always see those like 20 tweet threads, and I'm like, bro, they got some shit that we don't know about. You know what I mean? you know what I'm talking about. Where it's like they're starved to death in the winter and shit. I'm like, I don't know if that's
they knew how to take care of Australia. They knew how to do the controlled burns, right, to keep the wildfires out. Australia started experiencing insane wildfires as soon as the government stepped in and said, the way that these people who've lived here, like, they're the longest continuous running people in one space on Earth, right? Like, going back like 50,000 years is what moderns say. It could be a million, who knows? But like, they'd been doing these things a certain way. Government comes in, says, no, we're not doing that. And instant wildfires everywhere, right? No, Aboriginals, and I don't know if that's racist to say it that way. What's the race? Oh, I know what the race. I'm not going to say it because
we're already talking about Mexican Hitler, dude. We're good.
Adolf Hitler's not a fan of them. I'm just going to let you know. If you want to be opposition to that, just know you got a battle to fight. But
what if he was? What if he was like, that's the perfect race? I think everybody would be like, what?
Or you know how Hitler got in real trouble when he was trying to get across Russia in the winter. His fatal flaw would be to try to go get the Aboriginals, like sail across, and just they control burn him.
Bermuda Triangle,
or they all think telepathic, like that movie The Fury that we covered, like where they just telepathic burn that. You'd have to tip your cap to them at least.
But the telepathy tapes talk about stuff that we've talked about on the show, I think, before, where obviously telepathy is real, because the thing about strange phenomena is that it only has to happen once for it to be real. That's it.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't have to be repeatable, and it's often not repeatable. But telephone telepathy. You're thinking about a friend you haven't talked to in 2 years. They call you on the phone as you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
That only has to happen once because the odds of that happening are so astronomically low that there's really no other logical explanation than you guys linked up.
The rationalists, they don't understand. It's a cope when it's like law of large numbers and anything could happen and stuff. And it's such cope because the N of 1 makes it completely infeasible, where if you have 4 or 5 of those in your lifetime and another guy that's had 3 or 4, and sometimes it's a lot more, these once in a lifetime things, that it's like, boom, we're done. We're already
It's like
done,
somebody winning it's like every person on earth winning the lottery 5 times in their life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can you imagine if you cashed a lottery check like multiple times and like there was like a Redditor store clerk and he was like, well, it seems that you won the whatever, like the coin flip from Mars or something. I don't know, whatever they quantify it as, but like they would just be like, I would be like, damn, you won the lottery twice. Like, we should make you the king of everything.
Somebody did.
Yeah.
Somebody did win the lottery twice. I saw it on Twitter. It was like this old YouTube video or this old video from like the 90s. And this guy was talking about how he won like 300 grand or something. I don't think he was a millionaire. He's like, yeah, I just went into the store and bought a ticket and they were like recreating it. And he's like, so I got my new scratch. And he won like another 100K like on that scratch ticket.
Damn. Never kill yourself, by the way.
No, There's that woman that old timey. It's like she was in like the 30s or 40s, and she wrote a whole little booklet about it. And she was the contest winning girl.
She was the secret before the secret. Yeah, the secret before the secret.
By the way, I put out a little thing. I've been kind of easing up on the social media lately a little bit, but I went off today a little bit. I was like, I hate the secret people. I can't.
I saw your tweet,
dude.
What's the secret?
The Rhonda Burns, like positive thinking. Just think. You can get a car and
manifestation, dog.
Yeah, the OG manifest.
OG man, and it was tailored. Oprah pumped it up, and it's tailored.
Yeah, what does she know? She's not rich and successful. And
she only really likes The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
Dude, you have all these people. Dude, you know who used the secret? Fucking Donald Trump.
Yes. So
like his mentor was a new thought.
Norman Vincent Peale.
Norman Vincent Peale. Like he knows this shit.
Damn,
like
the
all
director
these
of Nope.
Jordan Peele's dad.
Is this going to be the second time in 2 weeks that we talk about Jordan Peele?
Jordan Vincent Peale.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Jordan Peele's
our
dad.
last bit on the last episode was that Jordan Peele was the guy who
got choked out on the train.
Jordan Peele. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Dude, what if he takes the subway in New York and he's like, no, I'm like famous and rich, like, and then he's like, no.
And they think and then they're like, damn it, I killed the guy from Westworld. They're like, no, that's not even him either. Fuck.
Dude,
they're like, no, the guy who played Basquiat. They're like, no, it's not him either. They're like, fuck.
Yeah, but all these people who are so fucking successful, they all say the same thing, and we all say that it is cringe, right? Because they do the videos where they're like, listen, guys, I have $3 million, and all I did was this. I made lists every day. I visualized. I meditated. I made sigils. I did magic, all this kind of stuff. And people are like, pfft.
And my whole thing is, I get the rational, that whatever, but I know what my mind's like, and it's very, on a good day, it's very scattered, and I'm just jumping from subject to subject, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is like that too, to some extent, where we're all kind of, none of us are, consistently channeling positive thoughts and energy 90% of our life. I think you need like 50, 60%, and you'll change your life more than you could even recognize, right? And so
I hope that's all you need, because I don't think I could go further than that.
I don't think we're meant to be 100%, like, or even 90%. I think part of life is that ebb and flow, and you're kind of like, coming back, and Jordan flu game kind of thing, and but But yeah, I just the cringe thing.
Jordan Peele flu game.
Jordan Peele flu game. Yeah. Did you see the
and still made the gayest movie ever? Like he's like, despite having the flu, I made this movie called Damn.
Starring Kendrick Lamar and the guy from Black Panther.
We need Kendrick Lamar. We need Kendrick Lamar in a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah. See, there's a villain in my movie though. The thing is though, the real villain is racism. Like it's not even the villain's not even the villain.
I remember because I watched that movie. What's the Get Out? I watched that super late, like 2 or 3 years after.
Yeah.
And I remember before I watched it, everyone was talking about it was such a game changer, the most epic movie you ever saw. And then I just remember watching it and being like, God, we're all so fucking retarded. And then I listened, and I was honestly, it felt good listening to the Shane and Matt clip years later.
Yeah.
And they're like, that shit sucked, dude. And I was like, yeah, dude. But I don't know.
The bigger affront was Us. That was.
I like that. I can't lie. I like Us.
I like
all
his
movies.
I like
no.
Yeah,
I like all of his movies actually.
Dude, Santa Cruz, dog. Just the nostalgia.
That's the problem. I was like, I'm in. Santa Cruz sounds good. Then you hear the.
Yeah, the loonies.
There's two of us.
So you don't think that went hard?
No.
You are crazy.
Play the real Looney song. Play the real Looney song at that point. Like, stop making these like fucking Ari Aster ass remakes of like, but it's Ari Aster.
Pass me $2, take a hit of my joint, pass my joint back.
It's only retroactively cringe because
it was bad at the time. No, and
that shit was tight. Everybody had their doppelganger underground. Yeah. That shit was dope.
Dude, that's a crazy. Sorry to talk about that song, but that's a crazy Bay Area classic. Timex Social Club sample. It was this like semi-obscure 80s. It's such a sick name for a band. Dude,
too.
Yeah.
Timex Social Club. Like everybody just it's just a bunch of black guys looking at their watch at the same time. That's
no, and that guy, what's the other
time to get money? And it's just dollar signs on the Timex. That's sick, dude.
And that guy, so man, that's Club.
Dude, I have to do that. I gotta get a watch with just dollar signs.
We gotta AI art that, dude.
That is so fucking hard.
AI art that with Santa Claus hats on all of them, dude. And they're all looking at a watch that says money time, dude.
Type shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That guy is cool because he did Club Nouveau, and I think there was some contract dispute or some where he just like stole all the songs from one group and redid them. Yeah, I forget which direction it went, Club Nouveau or Social Club, but he just made all the same songs and just tweaked them slightly, and then just kind of got famous off that. Dude,
so tight. No, that's not even that. Uncommon when you think about it, and you're like, well, that band didn't pop. They're all strung out and on dope and not trying to work anymore. I'm gonna remake these again because I know they're tight with new people that want to make hits and then do that. And then they didn't own the rights to any of that shit. So what they can cry all they want, call me a biter from the heroin den that they're hanging out in. And that's kind of but I loved because that's the song, right? The original sample is "Why You Treat Me So Bad," right? That's that one.
Yeah,
he already says that on the remix.
Yeah,
such a fucking hard call. Like, I want to get Kelby fired up because Kelby's been fired up about right wing stay at home guys.
Fuck Republicans.
I love it. I want to hear it. I want to hear
what's this
right wing.
You waited until the right guy won the election, so that's
it was necessary. We needed Donald Trump in office.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now that he's in office, fuck all Republicans. You're fucking stupid.
What's the stay-at-home thing? I don't know about this.
They all got these fucking like they're posting all day and they're responding to 6 different group chats, and I know because they keep adding me to the shit, and I'm like, no, I'm for real a conservative out here working. I ain't got time to talk to a bunch of fucking dudes. I ain't no faggot. Like, and they're out here like just bitching about shit like crime rates. Like, beat somebody up. If crime is this bad, beat somebody up. Do your hands not work?
Dude, like, I feel you about because when I see a guy, and it's for sure, it's worse when it's a guy that is a conservative because you're like, I've had that same thought where you're like, dude, you're in, and we've all been on social media too much, and so it's just as much directed towards myself, and but
it don't apply to any of us.
It applies to me. It applies to me. Where you're like nothing to do right now. Yeah.
See, I know you, but I'm like, you work hard, and so I see a guy with like
Yeah.
You invented rare candy, so shut up.
Yeah,
exactly. Put chapstick on after that. He said no. Put the chapstick on.
Chapped. What am I going to say? That's chapped.
Oh, it's so this doing nothing. I'm so chapped.
Yeah. But no, I'm like when people are like complaining about how the world works, and it's like I see you on Twitter all day, like way more,
Yeah.
And I'm
like, that dress is not trad. You're like, exactly, dude. Yeah. It's like let the women argue over dresses. That's the best women development years that they argue over dresses. This is the 40s again. This is beautiful. Like I love
your grandfather would think you're a fag. Like just think about your grandfather. He'd be like, "What do you do all day? You're in your phone."
That's what I said today. Like people and I don't want to put anybody on blast, but like some people were playing like devil's advocate and some people were like genuinely arguing with me about it. And I was like, no, I was like, I just want to rip the Band-Aid off. Like all the feds and all the libtards that are in these groups doing whatever they're trying to do. Like at best, they're just bored. And at worst, they're like CIA or something.
Yeah. Well, Glenn and I, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just like, nah, you got a fake ass job, you work from home, you don't possess any of the values that your grandfather did. What America are you trying to make great again? What exactly does that mean?
And then he'll be like, "All right, I've got to make America great again. It's terrible right now. I've measuring skull size of all Americans and their eye color, and those are the only ones allowed to breed." And then you're like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go do my job in America while you loaf around. I guess I'll do that." And they'll have to pull rank on that. They'll just be like, "Well, like get some money like me." I'll be like, "I'm trying to." I'm trying to, and I have to have this attitude to get it. You better hope I don't beat you in this because, oh my gosh, like I will be flamboyant, and I'll be like stoically flamboyant about it.
I'm
too.
boasting,
like,
dude.
I'll just be like, that's cool, bro. Like you took your 15th trip this year, like loafing around. And by the way, they're never so. You hear about all these people that are rich and they're always like in New York, like if Daniel Penny, like, gets convicted, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm like, you're rich, just go there and fuck off and like do some crazy shit at the Daniel Penny trial. You know what I'm saying? Like, then they'll be like, yeah, but it's like, I don't want to dox myself. I'm like, you're rich.
Yeah.
You are rich. You don't understand. Like, why would you be anonymous and rich? That's horrible. Like to me, like, and I get it from a sense like, oh, I'm not like I fall back. I don't want to be seen at all. But it's like, no, these people want to be heard. They clearly want to be heard. They want to be heard every 5 seconds. I'm like, the hard part's over. The like anonymity. Like, why would you just like, I'm Bruce Wayne in my little mansion and I'm tweeting about.
I remember like a long time ago, you and I would talk about. I don't know if we ever did publicly or not, but I'm sure we did. But where, it's like you work at fucking Citibank and you're posting like 50 tweets a day and you make more money than all of us combined. Like what do you do? Like, what do you bring to the world? I'm not trying to be all like, Marxist about it or whatever, but I'm like, literally, you just tweet all day and you make like $250K a year. Like you're gay. Dude. You're fucking sorry. Like you just worked your way into that position and you just are online all day. Like, you don't, I don't know. That's not, I never sat right with me,
No. And like, the thing is with me is like, I don't think you're tortured enough for me to listen to you. That's always my thing. You're not tortured enough. Like I can't sense this kind of like thrown through the mud. Like you read some of the best authors and you're like, man, this guy was struggling with this and this and this and this, like, that's why I like Dostoevsky. Cause I'm like, God damn, this guy was going through it, and like, and it's kind of like it's kind of, I won't like this, but it's kind of like foie gras. The reason foie gras tastes so damn good is it suffers real hard. Ain't nobody want lab printed fucking 3D beef like these people are.
The journey, it's the foie gras journey that makes it.
Like you haven't earned the right for me to listen to you, and I hear all these people who just, I'm sorry, like they only have this like tangential, almost like parallel universe relation to the current thing that's happening, but they know so much about the current thing because they sit around and take it in. Everybody's take about it. They take it in like a little data center, and then they're like, what's the base thing? Right on. And then they say it. And whereas I'm just like, nah, you've taken the same exact side on every single thing every time. I know you're doing this because kind of like trying to court, or like you're sensing market trends. And I'm always like, I've always called it market-based beliefs, but I'm like, can you just tell me what you think? Like, you got to have one.
That's what the left does, dude. That's what the left. I mean, like,
exactly.
And you see it. I mean, that's basically, I would call it that. I noticed when authors would get the memo.
Yeah,
because it's like they get their fucking marching orders, and they have to have this opinion about this. And I would tweet and post things like, I would be knocked off of my fucking chair if I saw one of you go against one of these memos one time. But you never do. You never do. You just kind of have the thing that you think. And it's the same thing on the right, dude. I mean, it's just...
It is. And I think both of you, I think all of us here, but, you know, I definitely, you know, I see you guys kind of go against the grain. I just hate... Yeah, and I think Kelby, we were talking a little, Kelby, about the health CEO guy, and like, look, I'm Luigi. That guy's a fucking square. That, you know, that
I got some theories. I got some theories.
Yeah, I want to hear them. We want to hear them, but you know, where all the based accounts had to defend like health insurance for the week.
So fucking embarrassing.
And I'm like,
gross
dude,
and embarrassing.
Like,
the fuck are you talking about?
Dude. Yeah, it's like, no one's gonna think you're like a Chapo Trap House guy if you. Health insurance is gay. Like, we know that this. You know,
like, I don't care that guy's dead.
No. There you
like
go.
I did not.
I forgot his name. I forgot his name.
I watched that video 20 times. I actually liked it. I
liked it too. I thought it was cool. Yeah.
Also, I hate the idea of rushing to a hero that, you know, it's like, oh really? You really think this was some? Because like, it was both sides really. I saw the left jump at him where it was like, yes, our Maverick, the guy who punched the Nazi in real life, you know. And I was like, and I was just like, and I was like, yeah, that's what happened. Healthcare guys just get smacked by people randomly.
It's not
like,
him.
It's not him. Exactly.
It's not him. That's the thing.
He's not Himothy.
That's the thing. When I saw, like, you know, when I saw these big accounts that I don't.
It's not fucking him.
Yeah, when I saw these big accounts that I don't dislike, you know, what, like Lomez or those guys, and they're taking it at face value. They're like, well, what you see here is actually, and it's like, it's not him, dude. Like, this whole thing's fake. Like, you're taking the bait. You're taking the bait.
There's
that
literal
everyone else
normie movies like The Insider and like Michael Clayton and Constant Gardener, like all these movies that are just like those. That shit happens. And
this
I'm
dude
like,
was literally about to testify on some shit too.
Yeah,
like,
and Nancy Pelosi was like pulling all the options. Like, she was doing.
It was going to put Nancy Pelosi in a bad spot, in a pickle, if you will.
Pelosi, Mangione.
Let's go.
Case closed, dude.
Case closed.
Wait,
it's not that hard. It ends
racist court adjourned.
It ends in a vowel. It ends in a vowel. It's not that hard.
That's like Idiocracy. Like, first of all, Your Honor, he talks like a fag. Just look at him.
What was the other one? The you talk like a fag and your shit's all retarded. What was it was Justin Long. Remember?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, why'd they get rid of me? And he's like, this goes, yeah, that, and you like talk like a fag and your shit's all retarded. What was that from?
Here, I'll look it up.
It's bothering the hell out of me. I remember it was Justin Long where he was like kind of doing
fag, and your shit is retarded.
And Google calls the police to your house for typing that.
Yeah, if you're in the UK, you're
it's Idiocracy.
Yeah, the UK. Oh, it's it's the same movie. We're just talking about the same.
They just reused the line.
No, I think it's just that's what it was. Yeah, but no, we're right. Like I cannot stand people. I can tell that I'm like, okay. There are people who are on the internet that are their biggest battle of the day is to make sure that they don't quote unquote counter signal this other thing, this other account entity and stuff. And I'm like, I have so many more demons than that. Like just so, and I'm not bragging, but also I am. You should listen to me more. Yeah. Because I'm fighting bigger battles, and I'm not even saying it in like a way.
You're God's strongest warrior, dude.
I am. I'm literally.
Dude, you're the next Luigi. You got a fucked up back. You know, you got.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It literally
really into
is Pokemon.
Happening.
They won't give me the MRI, and I fucking know that there's some shit happening.
It's fun. Your case. I don't know if you. I don't want to put you on blast, but you. It's so you're threading the needle. They're literally like, well, you're not fucked enough to do this, but you're just fucked enough. It's messed up. You're like in the rock and hard place.
Like, we can give you pills.
Exactly. Yeah.
The pills were the first thing. Like I was like something. They're like, muscle relaxer sounds good. I'm not taking them, guys. So whatever I've said in the all this time, it's not been on muscle relax. This is organic. This is beer. And but I it's just the Luigi thing was a funny synchronicity because and my thing is I literally cannot go kill a CEO right now, like physically.
It's good that you said that.
I physically
we got
could
your
not
back,
get the job done right now.
Uh-huh.
You have my back, literally.
Course,
my back is made of Funyuns right now. Like I literally cannot. Like I just cannot. Like I couldn't go out there, dude. The recoil would like the guy couldn't fuck. Like the guy couldn't have sex, according to his landlord. Which again, you tell your landlord you can't.
That's
have
a
sex?
weird detail.
That's a leftist landlord thing.
Like, and I heard he couldn't even have sex.
That's a leftist landlord thing. They're like, of course, his predatory landlord talked about his sex life publicly.
They got to bring in the eyewitness to paint him as the incel. Like it's just every single thing is so perfect.
Well, he wasn't an incel. Like he was a gay guy.
He was gay. He said a picture with the Happy Meal, dude. This is the gayest thing I've ever seen.
No, but for real, wasn't he?
Well,
like,
he's on that borderline where he's probably gay, but hot enough to like where women will be like, "Oh, I love him."
Can you imagine if you were at like watching Wicked? Imagine that, and you turn over and you're like, "Is that fucking Luigi?" Dude? Just like, I thought you were supposed to be. Dude, aren't you in jail? And he's like, it's like Inherent Vice, Owen Wilson in Inherent Vice.
Yeah.
No, man, no. Like,
I thought a bunch of black guys came out and were like, "Oh yeah, we've been fucking for years."
Damn.
Did I dream that? I don't know. Maybe that's real.
Again,
that sounds like one of your dreams.
Yeah, but I mean, what even is a dream?
Yeah, if it's a prophetic dream, if anything. At the very least.
You just said what even is a dream, and that reminded me of Philip K. Dick. And it would be funny to do like a Scanner Darkly, but you just see gay shit everywhere.
Yeah. and your doppelganger is like hosting circuit parties and just like leather and you're just like, and then you start feeling, you're like, my fucking ass hurts.
The Scanner Darkly, the mask, the morphine mask is just a bunch of
what's that movie? What's that movie that ripped off Keaton, Kelby? That ripped off Keaton's book.
Glenn's favorite movie, Under the Silver Lake.
Under the Silver Lake. Yeah.
Let me read the book.
Yeah.
The book goes hard.
Yeah, I want to read it. I love that movie.
And it has like 150 things that happen in Under the Silver Lake.
Oh, really? Is he around? Can I talk to him? Because I'll fucking grill his ass about
it. I'll tell him if you want to have him on to do a whole episode about how Under the Silver Lake ripped off his book.
Yes.
He called me 2 days ago. I'll let him know.
So David Robert Mitchell read the book and then was like, got it, and then made the movie. His book. Keaton's book was in the bookstore that Andrew Garfield goes to in the movie. Oh, well, that's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah. Okay. No, I want to read it. Yeah.
I kind of respect that level of being like, bitch, I stole this shit.
bitch.
If only we could get S. Craig
It's like
Zoller
Valis.
to have,
he has his own Valis where he's watching a movie in the theater like Philip K. Dick, and he's just like, what the fuck,
dude? That's such a sick part of the book where the movie is the book, dude. That's such a sick
one of that
part.
People that hate on him are so funny, man. Like people that hate on PK.
No, he's the GOAT, dude.
He might be like it's just and like again a guy that suffered. Like
suffered big time. Yeah,
he's like a horseshoe theory. He's like so schizophrenically beta that he was alpha. You know, he like turned around on the 100%. Other. It's crazy, dude. I love him.
Yeah. But Philip K. Dick's exegesis, but it's all about how everybody's gay. That's what I'm proposing.
We never got out of the Roman towel boy empire.
The black iron penis.
Yes. I'm looking around LA. It's gay as fuck. They're like, I know. Everyone's like, I know it is. What do you mean? He's like, no, but it's like ancient gay. They're like, what?
Old timey gay.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. But also
not Bret Easton Ellis gay, a different kind.
Like 300 gay.
black iron penis. That's great. So yeah, I'm the same way where I'm like, okay, there was a battle that was won, right? Trump was better than Kamala. It was not even close. It might have been the easiest choice if you weren't retarded of all time. Now, there are much more complicated, or not even complicated, many more people that I'm like, yeah, I don't really like you that much within that battle, where I'm like, you're gay. Like you're just some right-wing anonymous guy who, again, probably has this horrible communist past. Like, you know, like you can tell a lot of these people, like they're anonymous in a sense. It's like, I don't want to find out what you were doing in 2017, you know? Yeah. More so than I don't want to find out where you work right now. I feel like they're hiding that a lot of times.
There's that. I think it's a lot of young people too, right?
Yeah, maybe people in college.
A lot of this feels like college people shit.
Absolutely, because they're so
like we're old heads now. We have to remember that. I feel like our generation doesn't realize.
Imagine if you missed out. Imagine if you went to school and you didn't have to put up with any woke shit your whole college career. Like that's not saying colleges aren't woke now, but it wasn't, man, like 2015, 28, whatever that was. You know what I mean?
I went to college in 2006. So
dude,
it was
a great time, dude.
It was good times.
You were just
I didn't go to college. That's how actually right-wing I am.
Yeah, exactly. You were like David was like Tom with the MySpace marker. That's like his era.
Yeah, that was
literally him. Tom from MySpace.
I was literally taking Jewish studies there. And
whoa. Well,
yeah, I mean, that was a class I took. And
back when you could do that.
Back when you could do that, and it was cool. Teacher was cool. I learned a lot about Kabbalah and the Torah.
How to count.
Kabbalah Harris, dude.
Kabbalah Harris.
Kabbalah Harris.
yeah, I know. I was like, why did anyone run with that the whole time? Maybe they did. I don't know. But
they means tested it. It didn't work out.
Yeah, they're like, we can't run with that one, guys. Yeah. Come up with any other thing except that.
But I do think a lot of these right-wing guys that you're talking about, I have a sniffer for it. I have a sixth sense for it. And a lot of it is just like, oh, you're like 24.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not necessarily even college people. It's the just out of college.
Yes.
It hasn't been beaten out of you by life yet. And when you're talking about these rich kids, like the egg guy, if you're rich, you're sheltered from it. Right?
Yes.
They give the energy of mad at their dad and desperate for a father figure. So that's why the whole like, no, Trump is daddy and this and that. And it's like, life is extremely simple, kid. Get a real job. Don't care what other dudes think about anything.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, what is this like? And that's the ex-communist thing, is where they still need a collective. And I'm always like, no. You don't realize, like, you can go rogue and do your own thing. You're already rich, so what the fuck's the point of the collective? Like, the collective is to scam people and get rich. That's Ayn Rand 101. That's these people like take the hive mind of the collective, prey on it like Ellsworth Toohey, and prop yourself up and become like that kind of like Anton Chigurh of your world. But these people aren't that. I'm always like, why do you still need this weird like community? You're rich already. Like I can tell they are. And I'm not, again, the rich part's not the part I'm mad about. It's all the other shit. It's like, when I see like Dan Bilzerian, everyone freaks out about like Dan Bilzerian or whatever, that one guy who's just like, I was looking at the Holocaust number. He starts going crazy. I was looking at the Holocaust numbers, and he was just doing, he does that now. But for a while, everyone was like cringe rich guy on a boat. I'm like, why aren't you doing that if you're rich?
Yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Why would
I have questions about that historical event?
Do you?
Well, I just don't have the money to talk about it yet.
I mean, Sandy Hook, dude. We're gonna
every time
talk about it. Yeah.
Glenn? Is that why this anonymous person says that when they get together, it's just so good? It's because we talk about Sandy Hook every time.
I wanted to do a bit where I had you on for. We'll do the Chronicles of Dow or something, but then we just talk about Sandy Hook the whole time.
That's like how most podcasts are, by the way. Of our area, they're like, yeah, the book was great. Anyways, like that, the people running out of the building, and the dad at the press conference.
What's the thing? And I'm not attached. I don't care, about. So it's not. I don't have a thing, but the Anne Frank ballpoint pen thing is so where
I saw a thread about how it was ghostwritten by this dude.
Yeah, well, you hear the explanation, the like it's fake, and then you hear the rebuttal, and the rebuttal just doesn't hit, and you're like, I don't know, you're like, what's going on?
Many such cases, my dude. Many such cases where you hear
Frank invented the telescope. If you have evidence to the contrary,
dude, it's fucking like that's how conspiracy theories work for me. All of them.
Yeah, I need a great rebuttal. A great rebuttal, and I usually quiet down.
Yeah, like Flat Earth. I was like, nah.
I can't do Flat Earth. I can't do it because I have.
You guys are retarded. Like,
there's so much philosophical. Like, don't you think they want to make you think that there's no God? There's a space everywhere and all the. And I'm always like, okay, but what if there is space? There can't be because that would imply that not imply. Like, is there that?
Yeah, shut up and prove it. Like, put up your numbers.
Is all of physics wrong? Is all of that like? Just tell me. Like that is a tall order that you're giving like 4% effort on.
Speaking of putting up numbers, so the Holocaust.
It was.
What's your over under, dude?
Are we talking, David? It was 8 million, David. They didn't want to make a big scene.
David, what's your over?
They lowballed it.
What's your over under?
It's way more. Yeah.
So you're under 6. Are we talking under 3 or like under 100K?
I can't do 100.
Man. Wait, what is the normie number?
Official is
6 million.
But I saw something recently that talks about how
it was like 400 million.
Zyklon B was being administered Zyklon B was being administered to get rid of typhus. Was something that I saw recently.
It's like a vaccine.
It's like a vaccine. So maybe it was 6 million.
I'm like something happened. Like my thing is like something happened. That's always like you can't. There's people that I don't know. It's kind of a thing where I'm like, does this make my life better if I know the answer?
Well, and my whole thing is like, did Hitler want to, or like he still wanted to, right?
For sure.
So it's not like he was. It's like no, I actually only wanted 100.
It's tough to get into the art world.
It is, dude. Yeah.
It's really hard.
Well, that's how I feel. That's kind of, and we were talking about Lincoln, right? Like the whole Lincoln thing. And I don't know how I love Good Old Boys. I love those guys, and that was a fun time. And so this isn't
Did
really.
They drop it? I haven't even seen. Have they
I didn't
dropped
listen to
the link pill?
And this isn't even talking about them per se. I haven't heard them say this, but I hear other, because people will be like, Lincoln wasn't a good dude. Like he didn't even care about the slaves. And I'm like, but then in the same breath, they'll be like, yeah, and the South should have kept them. And I'm like, what are you saying? So, like, is he good or
well, what I wonder is this. Okay, like we talk about like withdrawing out of Iraq. You know how like the pretty much the objective take is that like the Biden withdrawal from Iraq didn't work. Right, because it was just like they left equipment over there. It was really sloppy. Like they let like all of a sudden equipment just belongs to them now. It's very strange how that happened. I almost wonder if it was that type of situation. It's like, okay, maybe we were gearing towards the slavery-free society, and I fucking already know there's some weird spurgs that are gonna just like I already know the DM I'm gonna get. But anyways, this is just, I wonder if it was like Lincoln was like, well, let's end it now, and we'll like uproot an entire economy. You know, like, and it's like when the South is like, well, give us like 2 years of like of like scaling back
where people didn't need to die.
Because much. I will say if your economy is like, that's the same thing with anybody that wants to make some crazy drastic change to anything. I'm always just like, okay, but you do have to be ready for like this crazy accelerationist like breadline shit. Like
Abraham Lincoln was just like the original COVID lockdown guy.
I kind of wonder like where it's like whether it was right or wrong. I wonder if it was just like, do it now. And they're like, okay,
I like that as Lincoln's voice too.
Well, he is gay. I know that he's gay.
407 years ago.
Yeah, marry Todd. Get Todd,
dude. And that's the thing, dude. Have
Mary,
you seen?
Which is like a gay, like he's a total Mary. You know, that was like an old like William Friedkin.
Dude, have you seen pictures of Mary Todd Lincoln? Right? It's not, dude. It's rough.
She built
Is it Michelle Obama?
Because like Lincoln in that big tall hat he had, he was just hiding a bunch of fucking drawings of naked dudes in there. That's where he kept them.
I'm the tallest man ever, and I look down at penises all day.
Looks small from up here.
Yeah, because I can see that because like you watch Gone with the Wind, and like Gone with the Wind obviously is not, you know, nonfiction story, but it kind of deals with some events that actually happened. And they're kind of like, yeah, they basically put us in a bind. Like, and I don't think there was a way to like get rid of that right away and just have things thrive.
It's like with Foxconn now, right? Like if you wanted to dismantle that iPhones. Supply chain, iPhones and shit.
Like, which is funny because
you could do it, but it would take some time.
That's the funniest thing is our whole world is still kind of secretly run by slavery. It's just like a kind of a weird red pill.
It's not even a secret, dog. I mean, like, not everybody knows.
Way though, like in a different way. Like, I get what you're saying, but people will always be like, and like prison is slave labor. I'm like, okay, but
it's like Henry Ruggs, dude, with the government.
I'm always like, but
I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about like iPhones and
globalism in a way.
But I think I had a train of thought with that. Oh, Glenn, I love that that screenshot I shared of you where it was like 95% of London orphans were working 17-hour days, and then they got offered to go to school, and 80% of them were like, nah. They'd rather work in the factories than go to fucking school. I love that, dude.
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that red candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, can't do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I mean. There's certain people. I'm not even trying. Like when people get like super class conscious, right? Because this is my thing about like communism, right? People always are saying like, well, workers own everything, right? Workers will own everything, and that makes it. I'm like, you don't understand what owning something means, though. Like, okay, say the communists got their way, workers own everything. Amazon is all worker owned and everything. I'm like, what happens if something is defective? Like there is a liability sense that I don't think any communist is ready for, taking on liability for defective parts, injuries, things like that. I don't know that they're ready for any of that. And you realize that becomes like a
most adult communists are super immature and they don't have responsibilities.
Most adult communists are something, and they there's something, and
what something would that be? Just out of curiosity.
The word is escaping me at the moment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's just, I can't even, there's something though. And we have a vestige of communist listeners. They're just there. They're like how in Shallow Hal, how the guy has a tail, like they're just there. They're like, here's the tail that we, if libtard Darwin was correct, we have a vestigial tail. We have vestigial communist listeners, and I'm always like, how do we get? I will say they are persistent. They don't stop listening because we hear about them. Like they tried to say, dude, the one guy that got mad at us tried to say, Aaron, we were supposed to be excited about the guy we were supposed to think the guy that lit himself on fire for Palestine is based. I was like,
the self-immolation guy.
Yeah, because I called the episode "Self-He-Immolation."
That's one of the all-time titles.
Make me apologize for greatness, I guess. Fine.
And when you hit, dude. The Kendrick Lamar. It's so crazy, dude.
No, and it's like most of the time, and people. The funny thing is people think it's so thought out. It's really just the first thing that comes into my mind, and I write it down. Which a lot of people would advise against, right? People would be like, no, you need to
first idea, best idea. That's an agitatorism.
I literally agree with that. The
more I told my wife that the other day, like I have just indoctrinated that shit.
What does she say to that? Because I feel like women don't abide by that.
We ended up going with her first idea.
Oh, her first idea. Well, I don't agree with that, but
she was you were just asking what I thought.
This is about guys. Yeah.
I mean, and you as a married man, you know this shit. Like, I've been through all the okay, let me give my opinion, and then it's this 30-minute conversation to get back to square one.
Don't know what that's like, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, I was just like, nah,
never heard of it.
Idea, best idea. That's
must just be you that happens to. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, what I mean is like, the first idea that comes up, and like there was a comment, they were like, there was a guy that said their take about Aaron Bushnell was really telling. It was just telling. It was just what is it telling you? That you're gay? Like, is that what I'm telling you?
Were we supposed to be a fan of that? Were we not supposed to not clown on that?
Dude, our whole podcast is about not killing yourself. I don't understand if that's what people don't realize. Like, it's literally about, like, if you're a guy, it's kind of tough sometimes. Don't worry. Like, you might get wrapped up in something. Don't kill yourself. Relax. Take Rishi. Like, that's our fucking motto, dude. And let's make some money, you know? Like, let's make some money, read some books, find some other things to do. Like, systemically, being that insane about systemic things can drive you crazy. Like, being like trying to, it's what every Thomas Pynchon novel is, which for some reason they misunderstand. Those people love that Thomas Pynchon, but they don't understand that, like, tackling the systemic is very, very tough, and there are many casualties of that war that maybe aren't worth it, and that you have a lot of things in front of you that are kind of fun. And
I've had a lot of arguments with communists, or just I've had a lot of conversations with communists, being like, break down exactly what you want to happen, explain your world to me. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna get there. And I want some ideas on how do we get there. Oh, you have to ruin my kid's future, and then in 100 years, no, fuck you, not happening.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, one thing, it's funny because these communists you bring up, I know this will get David fired up, because he gets fired up when I get fired up. He's kind of like my drinking buddy on this, like, where I'm like, am I still tripping off getting fired up about this? And David's like, no, I'm fucking pissed. I think he knows what I'm gonna say. It's like, no, let's hit the bar. Fuck yeah,
I do. Let's fucking go, dude.
The people that say, like, they go, we didn't lock down, we didn't do this. Right wingers have this fantasy that we locked down the country and did all this stuff, and I'm always like, first off, whatever you think happened in your revised history was too much, so shut up. And second off, I am like a dog where you have your hand under the blanket. I'm biting it every time. I fall for that bait every time. I can't stop reacting to it. Like, people will go, Glenn, relax. That's a stupid communist. I don't care. It's a hand under the blanket. It's probably a monster trying to harm my family. I will bite it.
No, and that's the thing. Oh, and the base communists, like the cool one, like my question to them is, if they're like, you know, like 95% of your comrades or whatever, you know, are fucking COVID retards, you know, where they're still masking.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, that's not the real one. And I'm like, at what percentage of, you know, like, at what, because for me, my threshold's low. Like, if 50% of people are a thing that I call, that I claim, and I'm like, no, I'm not like that. I'm done. I'm done with that label. I'm out. You know, I'm out. I don't need that label to describe me. But they're like, no, I know 99% of communists are super gay, but trust me, it's still the way to go. And I'm like, at what threshold? You know, they don't have that immune system to be like,
there's no floor.
There's no floor. Yeah.
No, I've been seeing two things very prominently. One of them is what Glenn describes, which is the revisionist.
Yeah.
You know,
basically you're a pussy. You're a
pussy. They're lighting people on fire on the New York City subways, and it's like, oh, just don't look at them.
Dude, that was crazy.
It was great. That was an immolation that actually was neither self nor anyway.
No.
Or
a woman would never light herself on fire. That just would not happen.
But dude, you have to. My first thought was like, what if this was just Daniel Penny trolling? He's just like, I can do whatever I want.
He just immediately.
It's like, oh shit, maybe he wasn't like
just high-fiving a bunch of Guatemalan dudes while he lights somebody on fire.
just Joker mode.
Just Joker mode. Daniel Penny. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you want to find out how I got there?
Sorry, David, I cut you off.
Yeah.
No, you're good, man. The other thing that I've been seeing, I have seen a resurgence in like people who are afraid of bird flu now, right? And so the bird flu thing dovetails with the COVID shit, because there are a lot of people who are like I saw a post today that said, I had to break up with my boyfriend finally, because basically, like, this bitch is insane and masks everywhere, and she like makes the guy take a test before he gets home every day. Every day he has to take a test.
What?
And finally, after years of this, the guy's like, I don't think I can fucking do this anymore.
Years.
And she's like, yeah, And she's like, I guess he just doesn't care about me. I guess he just like, so
that's correct, by the way.
But I do. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
You should be allowed to Ray Rice somebody that does that.
Absolutely.
Literally, no, seriously, dude.
I'm not kidding. Yeah.
You are literally like part of the biosecurity state at that point.
Yeah.
I can be. This is the Matrix.
Well, because you have to follow it to like. So, what is your ideal solution to this? And it would be checkpoints everywhere.
Yeah.
And tests every day for every person
in 2025.
In 2025, but like I saw Glenn that you reposted this, but my wife is really into bird watching. Like she's low key, she's autistic with birds, right? Birds are like her thing, and she showed me this tweet. She's like, "This is insane!" Like people are taking their bird feeders down.
Oh yeah, dude,
to like keep birds away from them.
Yeah,
and it's really funny because
wait, what?
And the guys, they'll be somber about it too. They go, "I had to get rid of my bird feeder. I love."
They're afraid of bird flu, Cy.
Yeah,
so they're getting rid of their bird feeder.
Yeah, they're like, and they're sobbing. They're like, "I love birds more than anything." No, you don't. Fake bird fan.
Any libtard cause, they will champion. They will do anything for their cause,
dude. Birds, if I love birds more than anything, I'd be like, I want to die of bird flu.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be killed by this bird.
Yeah, grizzly man style.
I love my kids more than anything.
Degloved by a bird.
I hope one of them takes me out one day.
Takes me out.
Yeah, just picked up by a giant hawk and fucking just his talons pierced into my fucking traps, dude.
It's the end of Hereditary, dude. You're floating, but it's a hawk. You're like floating up to the thing, and it's a hawk carrying you.
Well,
they're like, "Thank you, master," and they start all pecking you to death, and you're like, "Yes."
But like these people are they're trying to make bird flu a thing. One person died from it. I immediately got triggered, Glenn style. Glenn style.
Yeah,
dude. I got, dude.
Yeah.
Just I thought of you as I was getting triggered. I was like, I'll
it.
Bet you Glenn's getting just as triggered by this.
I did. I got a headache and I fell to the floor. I didn't know what happened, but I did. Yeah.
Like Jordan Castro when he's working out. Just
put a pin in that because I got to ask you about that guy. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've never met him, but I've known of. We have mutual friends.
Is he Justin
going back.
Trudeau's brother?
I don't think so. But yeah, no, like he was in the alt lit scene for a while there. So he's kind of a Talon guy.
Lovely. I love that he was in that.
But no, I just with like the COVID resurgence type thing, I've just been, I think Twitter knows. I think the algo kind of has honed in on what triggers me.
Elon's a troll, dude. Elon's a troll.
Dude, every day I fucking see somebody who's like, just had to cut off my entire family because nobody wants to wear a mask. And there was this one that I saw where these people were wearing masks and somebody took a picture of them and was trying to publicly shame them. And their quote tweet back was, my sister's kid has leukemia, and so we're wearing masks and you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, you're still retarded because that's not doing anything.
No,
the point is that is not doing anything.
Your niece is a pointless. What is the mask?
She is going to die, and you wearing a mask has nothing at all to do with that. Whatever you like, you're in Starbucks in your mask. You're catching whatever you're going to catch, and you're going to give that little girl that disease,
dude.
Right?
And what's with the evolution of these masks that you never? Because at first it was N95, and then you have like the duck bill, and then you have like
makes me so fucking mad, dude. When I see it, I'm like, stop!
It's like that's some like Fallout shit,
dude.
That's straight out Fallout shit, dude. Like that's like if you played a video game and you saw people in the duck bill, you'd be like, oh, what's the lore?
Have you seen the other one where it's just like it's the flat band?
What's your lore?
You know, it's like a regular mask shape, but instead of the duck bill, it's like the flat band.
I've seen that too. I hate all of them. I hate all of them.
Suck ass, dude.
Can you imagine shaking someone in a supermarket? What is your lore? Just shaking some like wispy greyhound woman in a duckbill mask. What is your bones are like rattling?
But basically everybody who got I've been saying this a lot because Twitter is poisoning my brain again, but like one-shotted by COVID.
Yeah,
right.
One-shotted.
Yeah. They're still there, and Twitter shows me each one of those people.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel like it's artificial, like
it is
the fact that they have like 5,000 likes on their shit,
100%.
retweets.
But that's why we're the dogs. That's why we're the dogs with the hand under the blanket. I don't care if it's real or not. I need to get it out
works.
of here.
It works on me for sure.
And to me, it's like mine are like, well, I found out that my penis tested positive for COVID, and I had to go to the gender clinic and cut it off. And and I'm always like, all right, that's right. Like that's like, and I've tried everything. I've done everything, and still selfish people got my penis infected with COVID. So now I cut it off.
Yeah.
And
I know, and it begs the question, why? What is the overlap between like autism? Because they're, like autism, trans, and being obsessed with COVID. And I'm not trying to be, no, seriously, I'm not trying to be mean because
you're right.
No, because I'm
there
autistic.
is definitely a diagram there.
No, because I feel like I'm on some kind of thing, and like Steve Kirsch is for sure, he's autistic, and he's
for sure. Yeah.
So I'm not even trying to be mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
And
I swear I could make like $100 million and father 10 children, and I'd be super proud about all that, and nothing would make me prouder than that I didn't fall for this shit, or if at least not for like maybe a month or two into April 2020 or whatever. Like, when it comes to the vaccine, I know that some dads had to get it to feed their family
and died after they got it
for sure. Yeah, so I feel I'm not like a big like vaccine. Oh, you got it? Like I get it. But the fact that we all resisted that, I'm just like,
there was a guy who had to take it because, or who didn't take it, who refused to take it, and Canada would not give him kidney transplants from his brothers.
They mated him.
What a horrible
dude!
And then they
by the way,
for his organs. He died, and then they're like, "Hey,
and then they asked for his organs." Dude, Canada needs to become annexed into the U.S. immediately.
Justin Trudeau's just drinking a kitchen glass of it, and he's like, "This is the guy that died."
Yeah, dude.
I want to circle back though to trans Psy. And just think about trans side posting instead of the picture of the heart arteries, it's just an X-ray of like a dick.
We were making fun of your heart thing.
I do it for you guys.
I thought it was Doppler. I thought it was Doppler footage.
Yeah. No, I do. I literally every time I post it, I'm like, I hope Glenn sees this one because
I see it so many times.
No, I love it. I love it. Every time I'm like, he's back. I'm like, he's back, dude.
That's my where I'm like, the right wingers will call me a libtard for it. I don't care, dude. Like I have to fight.
Pam Anderson. You did catch him on the Pam Anderson,
dude. I'm saying.
Who I hate.
Yeah. The Criterion Closet, Pam Anderson did, yeah.
And I just love Bergman. When I was at the Playboy Mansion, I was watching Bergman movies. No, you weren't.
Like, no, you weren't.
Like you're Marilyn Monroeing this girl. Like they're like, she's actually so fucking smart. You just don't understand. I'm like, no, she's not. Like she's absolutely not. And like, the woman society that like radical feminists that inspire mass shootings would want, it would be just like, okay, you guys can jack off. It's totally fine. 57-year-old makeupless Pam Anderson is the only thing, and like you can tell like they get fired up. They're like,
I can make it
that. They're like, yeah, country boys make do. Yeah, but like I just mean like they'll just be like they're like, this is so stunning, and they all hated her back in the day. Everybody remembers the early 2000s. Women were like, of course, Pam Anderson, of course, like just like she doesn't do anything. She just wears a tool belt. Like everybody remembers this shit, and I was like. Okay, but now she's like
you're thinking of Tim Allen. That was Tim Allen.
She was on Home Improvement, dude. You don't remember her on Home Improvement?
Damn, really? Yeah, that's right.
You guys seriously don't remember that?
With Wilson?
Was that her?
With Wilson.
I'm actually frowning on all three of them.
We're not.
Yeah. Apparently you've been gotten by the current thing. Yeah.
I remember
you're thinking of the guy. I'm like, no, it was that show. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Tim Allen on Baywatch.
Yeah. I just laughed. They're like, oh, while she was on Baywatch, she was reading Proust. You have no idea.
I know. Yeah, Kierkegaard.
She was reading Kierkegaard. Yeah, she was just, like this whole time.
Kierkegaard.
I'm crying at all this stuff, but yeah.
No, but I just to go back to what JDO was saying, I have this like butterfly effect theory where, yeah, it's like if I got 1 extra milligram of aluminum in a vaccine in my childhood dose, I wouldn't be heart attack posting. I'd be like trans or something. You know, it's like literally just what
you feel like a guy that you feel like you had a Robert Frost 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood or what was that poem? Like, like I feel like you really had that. Like you took the road less traveled. You did.
Yeah.
You there was a populated 3-lane highway that you could have hopped on.
It's true.
3-leg highway even.
Yeah.
There's like a fantasy novel, Lord of the Rings lore story to Psy, and one was born amongst them.
You guys don't even know. Like truly, like the listeners don't even know. One day, like if we are like right wing anon rich, like we'll tell it. I think like stuff like the like where this dude came from, because it is funny because there were so many ways where this dude could have been like Steven Pinker.
Yeah.
You could have been Steven Pinker at any time, and you didn't.
Well, I almost felt guided, like the universe was guiding me away from. Like, I had so many chances to be like a elite neo-lib. I'm not even trying to say that to
no,
you know, like
I can attest to all of this. I
could have been, and at each turn, it was just like, nope, you're gonna be like schizo autism posting, you know, there's whatever, you know, it was meant to be for sure.
We're living in the best timeline then.
Yeah, exactly. It's just because it's funny because like you just never fit it. You had the IQ for the circles, but you didn't have the formalities. Like it was like in the military, they're like, that's our best soldier. He just does not make his bed.
Yeah,
and that was kind of like what you were
exactly
at that time. They're like he like won't scrub the floor with a toothbrush. He like won't do the gay military thing.
I've always and because I was always like the academic smart kid. And I always hated all the other kids when, you know, like honor roll and all that shit. I was like, I don't like any of these people, you know? And so I always had this weird, and it was it's probably psychological. It was probably some weird self thing where you're just like, no, it's like, does that mean I don't like me? Because I'm like them and I'm in these, you know, it's kind of like, we could probably need someone to analyze that, you know? But yeah, I was like, I don't want to be like these guys, you know? I don't know. So yeah, it was interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the problem is I just remember one of my favorite tweets of all time, and I think yours too. Back in the day, there was a guy who was just like, it was in quotes, and he was like, actually, it's a great time to be a gigantic fucking faggot, and it said Steven Pinker.
It's top 10,
dude. And then I looked up Steven Pinker, and I was blocked, and he just like blocks people,
dude. Yeah,
which is crazy. It's like, dude, I thought you were smart. Like I thought you were like, oh, I'd love to test my ideas against the masses.
He only wants the angels of his better nature to communicate with him.
It's so crazy. I like the whole that guy and New York Times. It's really all of it. It's all the whole Borg, but especially like the New York Times thing, where you're so convinced you're smart but you're just wrong about everything. It's just such a strange thing. It's such a. I mean,
it is weird.
Everyone talks about it. Everyone writes substacks about it, you know, whatever. But it's like it's still such a bizarre.
It's weird, and it's weird that they don't let people in. Like, are you guys hip to Charles Eisenstein?
Yeah,
I follow his substack. I like his substack.
He's cool.
Yeah, Eisenstein seems more like a semi-based Pinker to me.
Yes,
because he has the beautiful world that our hearts know is possible type thing that he repeats over and over again. But he's fucking smart, dude. His book Climate is probably the best one on climate change that I've read.
He's the thing is he's not trying to. He's very kind-hearted. You could tell, and he's not trying to gain base points. He's just really about that life. And he comes from he's like a Yale mathematician, right? He's like
he's smart as fuck. Yeah.
And so I love that guy. I think he's super cool. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of intellectual that we should have instead of the Dawkins and Pinkers and Tysons and you know.
And he's like the perfect climate skeptic in like the cool way, you know, where he's just
the book is pretty undeniable. Like if you read Climate, it actually made me a climate denier, but it's in like the gentlest way possible because I was when I listened to it, and then I listened to that and I was like, well.
And the thing is he was an inspiration on me because I'm always like a big environmentalist. He's a huge environmentalist. So that's the thing is like when a guy's an environmentalist and he's like, hey, I have some questions about this climate stuff, and they're like, shut up, you fucking evil, and it's like, wait, this guy's about it though, and you're throwing him out of the club.
That's his whole life. Well, it's like RFK as well. I mean, which brings me to a point. I want to get your guys' opinion on this because it's something that has been bothering me for the past couple weeks. So I have seen it really started with the Mangione thing.
Yep.
And people conflating what he did with what Kyle Rittenhouse did. And I'm talking about libtards, by the way, who are doing this, right? So like Kyle Rittenhouse, you guys praise him, but Mangione's a bad guy. And like the Kyle Rittenhouse thing and the Daniel Penny thing is such a clear-cut case. Like neither of them did anything wrong at all. And so when you see people posting stuff like that, I've broken it down. There are two options. Number one, they're liars. They're lying about, like, they know what actually happened, but they're lying to further an agenda. Or do you think that the brain poisoning has gone so deep that whenever they see that info or watch those videos, they just fucking block it?
What's RFK? Are you saying RFK is part of their ire too? And that
right. Well, the connection there is that he was an environmental lawyer, right? And he's somebody who should ostensibly be on the left side.
He drops the hardest.
It's always been
everything.
It's always been team sports. This has always been team sports, dude. Yeah. And not everyone watches them, so I get it. But like your team does something retarded as fuck. Like you might be the fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. They might get a beneficial holding call that everyone watches the fucking thing and go, there was no holding there, right? And everyone goes, that was bullshit. Like everyone knows that was bullshit, and everyone's like, well, it was a holding call. It had to happen. It was my team. My team won, right? And what I saw is I hate when I see people trying to be ethical when the other side just wants to win, and I hate that a lot. When it's kind of when leftists are just like leftists have the Family Guy paint swatch like that you see in the memes that are just like, okay, it's got to be this guy, this guy, this guy. All right. Or even like the other South Park Family Guy thing with the manatees bouncing the ball. It's very automated. It's very soulless. It's very AI.
Calculating.
Yeah, it's very calculated. I know exactly what they're going to think about a situation, even though I don't agree. I know exactly what's going to happen, and they try to say it as though it's this novel thing. They'll be like, no, you don't understand. I've gotten the scrolls from Mount Sinai. I've got them from God. This is the truth, and it happens to line up perfectly like a puzzle piece to my ideology. Whereas with my ideology, I like when things don't quite exactly fit and I have to think about them for a little bit. I like to kind of like get my brain working a little bit. But these people are so detached from the actual situation because we're talking about people that don't leave their house, that only react to clips, react to very, very small clips of these things. And they see and they go, well, I would have done this. What should have happened was this, and what should have happened was this. All right, well, what would happen if you were in the situation? Like, what would happen? Right? I don't know that I'd be Daniel Penny. I'm not proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not proud that I wouldn't be a Daniel Penny. I would be hoping that one came about.
What happened exactly? Was he like throwing a knife around or something?
No, he was just spurging out and like threatening people.
He had like, what is it, like over like so many arrests on like that.
He crushed like an old lady's orbital socket and kidnapped like a 6-year-old girl for a time and stuff. And then Penny.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah, or a very, very troubled dude at the least.
But like he had a history. This wasn't like all at the same time.
Like a 10-year, 40.
He should have never been on that fucking train. Is the thing
exactly?
Like literally, like if you or I, okay, these are people who said that if I didn't take a Pfizer shot, I shouldn't be allowed to go to save. Yes, they did. They did say this about me going to a grocery store.
100%.
I shouldn't be allowed to participate in society. Noam Chomsky said it. All of these people said it.
No, and that we should die, by the way. They also said that we should die.
Yeah,
they also said we should die. When
the president of the United States put out a press release that you were going to die if you didn't take this shot. All of these things. But this dude was allowed to go buck on the train every day. Every day. Because you know what? It would have been racist to intervene. It would have been racist interview.
Howling Mutant was like would see him on the train.
Yeah,
constantly, and he posted about it. He was like,
"That's a novel you could write in itself."
Yeah. Mutant was just like, he had it coming.
And the whole thing, and everyone made it. Everyone tried to make it a race, like the Tyreek Hill arrest. They tried to make that a race thing, and the whole, and and I only know about this because of Twitter, but there was another situation where another black guy had did the same thing Daniel Penny did, but he wasn't arrested or charged, basically, like 6 months before anyway, before I forget my RFK thing, he dropped the hardest bar. I don't even think it's new. I think it's pretty old, but it's about vaccines. And he's like, when I was trying to get mercury out of the fish, no one was calling me anti-fish. I'm like, damn, dude. I was like, fuck, dude. Yeah, it's like,
that's like a mixtape bar. That's RFK. That's bar FK. Yeah, that's what it was like. When I was taking mercury.
I like the recent thing where he was talking to Howie Mandel.
Oh God,
dude. And he's like, I got the clip.
Do you guys want to play it? And they're like, no.
Then I saw everyone be like, God, RFK, he's so confrontational. And I'm like, that's the least confrontational.
Literally. You should be Daniel Pennying Howie Mandel for that. That's what the actual punishment.
Sick.
Dude, if he started choking out.
We would have to do an emergency pod that day.
Dude, if
RFK
I would
choked out Howie Mandel.
Yeah, and Howie Mandel's like, you didn't wash your forearm.
And he's like wearing a mask and he's being choked out. Dude, you know what kind of symbolic energy that would give to people like us?
I'd be fired up. That would be a biblical story to me. That would go if you asked me to rewrite the Bible, I'd be like Genesis.
I'd do one of those gay like Luigi Mangione saint things, but with RFK.
100%.
And he'd have it wouldn't even be Howie Mandel. I would retcon it, and it would be Fauci's head that he'd be holding. Yeah. In fact, I might Mid-Journey might be able to do that.
Yes. Rock.
Oh, so my real quick theory on Luigi that shit is that Trump won. And so there's this risk of all these people who have these right-wing takes that are too cool for school and dangerous or whatever. Now they're at liberty to say whatever the fuck they want. And the CIA had to throw someone in there to show, hey, this is the danger of doxing, and get all these anonymous accounts worried about being doxed, to then keep their CIA accounts that I'm arguing with on Twitter.
Beautiful.
Keep them on there and anonymous and shit. To when I say shit like, if you're anonymous, you're gay and your opinion doesn't count.
Yeah.
They're like, no, bro, you see what doxing leads to, right?
Yeah. No, I've always felt this about Trump getting reelected, that the worst part about it is going to be all the fake shit that they create surrounding it,
Sure.
And I think that's, we haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg of what's coming, and same thing with RFK and, like measles or whatever. They'll have fake measles come out and, they've tried that before and stuff. So I think that tracks with what you're saying. I think that's pretty solid. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I could not get down with the whole, I just don't like this. That's one of my least favorite traits, is when someone feels like they need to zig every time you zag or another group zags, like if you're not a leftist, you have to take the exact opposite take of every single leftist ever, and it's just very, it's like, you're beta male. Got it. That's what you are.
Well, that's what happened with COVID. Yes. Right, because COVID should have been a lock for the left.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It should have been a total lock. It was anti-pharma.
It was opposite.
It was anti-Trump at the time, right?
Yeah.
It should have been a lock, but they fell right in line.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing for Christmas?
Oh man, just hanging up here with the fam, the wife's family, extended fam.
Wife's fam.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are we feeling holly and jolly? I wanted to talk about Christmas because I actually do think it's important to note. I don't know if you guys have felt this at all. Kelby, I know you're in Florida. It's not exactly like Christmas weather.
Damn, bro, you're going to dox me like that?
You already said you saw a menorah on your light tour at the beginning.
Yeah, it's like Kelby ain't in Texas.
That's why I was saying, because I forgot, and then you were like, yeah, we went on one of those like light drives where you look at like the controlled like kind of things where you look at all the cool light fixtures, and you're like, there was a menorah, and I was like, in East Texas, and then I forgot, yeah. I forgot that you were in New York.
Yeah.
But I feel like the holliness and the jolliness is off the charts this year.
Yeah,
I feel like Christmas is back in a big way.
It is great. We were watching "It's a Wonderful Life" before we got on here.
No shit.
What a wonderful movie. I mean, it's like,
good. It's
good.
Good.
I love it because like it's just you could never make it. It's like literally they don't say anything bad in it. Like there's no like thing that would get it canceled. But if you ran that by a studio, they'd go, actually, I don't think that's a good idea. You know,
what if we made him a black woman?
Yeah. What if it was about?
It was just really tired.
What if it was Adam?
It would actually kind of work.
What if it was Adam Sandler and it was animated, and it was about Hanukkah?
Yeah, red hooded sweatshirt. Just, yeah.
But yeah.
But you know, I think the return of Christmas is important, and it's a good kind of.
Yeah.
Counter to all the stuff that we've been talking about. I have felt the Christmas spirit for the first time in I feel like maybe a decade.
We're back. Yeah.
I feel like Christmas is back and that's big. Maybe it's because I have a kid. Maybe it's because we're going through the whole Santa lore kind of thing. And you know, he's excited and I've been buying him presents and it's been fun to wrap him and all this kind of shit. So I could be tripping, but I did want to know from the dudes who don't have kids, whether you feel the Christmas spirit too.
Trader Joe's today. I was buying something for a white elephant gift exchange.
Oh,
so I went all TJ's desserts, dude. Everyone's gonna want that. And I was at Trader Joe's, and the guy was like, "Happy Holidays," white guy, regular ass white guy. And I looked at him, and I just went, "Merry Christmas," and he goes, "Yeah."
He said,
yeah.
He said, yeah.
See,
he
people
went like that.
It was
tight. He was like, yes, dude. Fuck yeah. Like
for the past week, customers before we sign off on the phone, when I'm making sales, like they've all said Merry Christmas, but it's kind of like a threatening Merry Christmas, a little bit low key. They're like, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you. They're like, all right, cool.
I won't pay that rate. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I agree. I agree, JDO. I think we're back. I think
we are.
We watched a Muppet Christmas Carol. 10 out of 10, dude.
Dude, I watched that 3 days ago, bro.
I'm not a Muppet guy.
Bro.
No, the Muppet Christmas Carol.
I hate the Muppets.
Muppet Christmas Carol is hard. Michael Caine, dude.
Thank
Seriously?
you. Michael Caine. I forgot it was Michael Caine, dude. He goes hard.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet where somebody was like, Michael Caine took his role in the Muppet Christmas Carol so seriously, but I'm glad he did.
He did, dude. He's
so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So you guys are Jewish. You guys are all Jewish now, Master Wayne.
Yeah.
So the Muppets are Jewish, Master Wayne.
But me and the fam, we had like a Grinch thing, right? Yeah. And I know that like the Grinch is a polarizing figure.
Yeah,
but we did Pin the Heart on the Grinch. We watched the Grinch.
Talking to Jim Carrey.
There was a lot of debate about which one they ended up watching the newer CGI one. I wanted the Jim Carrey one. My sister said that nobody likes that movie because it's scary, which is actually why it's good.
We just watched it. Sorry to cut you off, but the Jim Carrey Grinch, there's tons of like sexual innuendo in that movie.
It's a dark movie.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah,
there's like the baby shows up and it's like, this looks like my boss. This looks like your boss, honey. You know, and it's like, damn, this dude's getting cucked in the Grinch movie.
Yeah, it's the Dark Knight of Christmas movies for sure. Yeah.
Sorry,
the Grinch's heart gets big while he's railing your wife.
His dick grew 3 sizes that day.
The chair, I'm the bull. And it's just Jim Carrey with his Stacey Abrams drawing behind him. Yeah, but you know, I don't know. I am like a 90-year-old person when it comes to Christmas. I like It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, White Christmas, Bing Crosby be getting played on the I like.
No, I fuck with all that too. I'm more of a like a Christmas universalist. I like to bring it all in.
Like,
I like Mariah Carey. I like the Mariah Carey song.
Wham! Are you into the Wham? I love the Wham.
Yeah, the Wham song's
the Wham song's sick. You know what song sucks? The Paul McCartney one. Don't try to make it cool. It's not good.
It sucks, Dick.
It's not good. You bring synths the way he brought simply. That's
a bad
terrible song.
No, so the Wham. Have you seen the Wham video for that song?
Yeah, I have. It's recommended to me on YouTube. Yeah,
dude. First of all,
it's like Barry Lyndon. It's like Barry Lyndon.
You know, it looks like it's shot on an iPhone 16 or something, dude. It's crazy, and it's like 1980.
Jay Bhattacharya videos and fucking the Wham Christmas.
George Michael. He's one of those guys that was like Prince, Rick James, and stuff. Where it was like you knew about him from our generation as like the Dave Chappelle skit, or like he sucked off dudes at like the rest stop and stuff, and you're like in your hair and you're like, damn, this dude had hits. This dude had hit upon hit upon hit, like mall shopping music, like 80s, like Catherine O'Hara Home Alone moms like buying a bunch of shit, you know, like that. Like he had that kind of hit, and I like that. That's probably about as recent as I go as far as Christmas hits. I like Motown Christmas is great. My mom used to play this horrible Celtic Christmas music that was just like it just reminded me of poverty. I was like, Mom, we have real gifts. This is fine. And then it would just be like this like Irish like Steinbeck like Grapes of Wrath music and it would just be this horrible Celtic like sad bagpipe music. Oh,
damn.
Like
best Christmas song.
Oh man.
Our favorite Christmas song?
Well, you have the power ranking, so please.
I'm a 100% sleigh ride guy. Every version of that song, you know. Okay.
Yeah, we know. I know how it goes. Yeah,
I turn into Mac Dre. Dude. I'm just like, I'm just gigging fucking that dude.
Yeah,
I love that song.
Yeah, one horse open Dre, dude. And,
I got Kelby. What you got? What's the best Christmas song?
I don't really like Christmas music.
Okay.
But I like Christmas.
That's cool.
I like Christmas. No, I'm not being a Grinch.
No, that's fine.
I love Christmas.
Thank you for your honesty.
Well, before I share mine, my boss was listening. She's kind of this like woman who's like 45 that one time she was wearing fucking pants. Like she's just one of those chicks that just parties hard, dude. Just parties hard at like 45. And she has these pants that are the same color as her skin. So when you would like it looks like she's wearing like no pants at work. This is not a flex because it's not. It's not a flex. It's not sick. But she listens to nothing but the Gwen Stefani Christmas album. Kind of goes hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I heard that. Because Gwen Stefani's a Christian. People are freaking out about that the other day on Twitter.
Oh, the prayer.
Yeah, because she married Blake Shelton. She's got her little like kind of. But she's an Italian Catholic growing up. You know, like she got into it. But I would say I'm either Nat King Cole, Chestnuts Roasting Over an Open Fire. Awesome song. And then I Bing Crosby, White Christmas. You just can't beat it.
White Christmas goes so fucking hard,
dude. Macaulay Culkin, you're Macaulay Culkin with the comb in your hand every time.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. That one.
Bing Crosby is swagged out. Like you just like, dude, he was just going home and just terrorizing his wife.
What's the Family Guy joke? You can beat your wife with a sack of oranges. It doesn't leave a bruise or something.
Or the David Bowie and Bing Crosby hybrid Little Drummer Boy.
That's insane.
Where Bowie shows up on like the Mr. Rogers set and he's like, "Oh, is it Christmas now? It's Christmas, love." And he shows up and he's coked out. It's like 70s like occult like drinking your own piss like Bowie, but he's wearing like your mom told you had to wear like the sweater to the Christmas thing, and he shows up and they sing like they're not timed up or they are timed up, but it's like there's like a thing that they just made each other right there, and they're like they haven't rehearsed any of it. I feel like, and but it like that part of it really helps it a little bit. And it's the Little Drummer Boy. That shit goes hard. That might be number one for me. And it's I don't know that you can get it on. I might end the episode with that today. I might do that because that one does go hard. But I don't like. I like Christmas music. Like I don't know that I've ever pressed play on a Christmas song, but I love when it's playing. Like,
you know what? I like Kenny Rogers' "Carol of the Bells."
Ooh, I'd have to hear that. I do love KR.
Carol of the Bells.
Yeah.
You know which Christmas album sucks, which you wouldn't think sucks, is the Frank Sinatra one. It's not good.
No, you know why I would know that sucks? Frank Sinatra sucks. I hate.
I know you're not a fan. Yeah.
Reddit. Yeah, Frank Sinatra is first off fedora, and then second off like like tips fedora. Frank Sinatra, dude. Yankee bullshit, dude. It's not good. His music. Elvis is the real Sinatra. Nobody knows this about Elvis. Elvis rules. Elvis has way better covers of like all the people Frank Sinatra covered, and Frank Sinatra's Christmas is lame. Sorry, just gonna say that. Yeah. Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
I'm down.
I don't like Frank. I just don't like Frank Sinatra, dude. Just not my thing. You know my you know what my Nana, God rest her soul, she was a New Yorker, and she would always have People magazine, so she would randomly, when she'd be like 80 years old, know who like the Jonas Brothers were and try to bring it up to me, and I'm like, well, I don't listen to that because that's gay, but you know, anyway, she would know these things. But I remember when I was in like 7th grade, I want to say 2003, around there, she asked me to tell my classmates about how cool Michael Bublé is. And
Michael Bublé is a thing, though. Among rich people,
not amongst like some 41 fan 7th graders, but you know, she was like
Michael
tell
Bublé,
your friends, like, won't get beat up. Like, I was like, you literally almost got me beat up. But if I were to run with that, like I was like Butters or something from South Park, like, hey guys, I like Michael Bublé. Yeah, he's the best. And then just get your ass kicked. Yeah, you know, like, and it was so funny. Like, she was just, but she used to jam the Michael Bublé Christmas album. Yeah, he's talented, but it's just not for me.
Michael Bublé and Josh Groban.
He's like
Groban, like super rich people. Music that doesn't make any sense.
Him and Harry Connick Jr. is the alpha Christmas.
Harry
Connick Jr. is up there.
He's tight. He's tight. Yeah. And but I feel like Michael Bublé, Josh Groban, and John Mayer are all related somehow. And then John Mayer's like the weird deadhead acid head brother that just like he was like the, like I said, but they're all kind of like the same. They all like kind of look the same to me. But
think about Michael Bublé. I think I can call me homophobic, whatever.
It's a great way to start a sentence. I'm in.
Like, he'll sing.
I'm like, go on.
You know the Santa Baby song. He'll cover Santa Baby.
Yeah, I know. Why are you doing the girl song?
Fellas, I had a kiss, and he'll say fellas. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's
exactly. Yeah. You can't do that. Yeah, you
can't pull it off. It's like,
how do we feel about "I'll Be Home for Christmas"? Because that's my favorite.
It works. Yeah, it works for me. Yeah, I've zero bad things to say about it. Yeah,
you know what? I like all Christmas music. I was tripping earlier.
Thank you.
No, I get it, but it's like it's not something that you're gonna put on. But when it's on, you're like, this is nice.
Yeah, exactly. It's vibe music. It's kind of like jazz. Like when people are like, I'm really into jazz. I'm really into jazz in the way that literally before we were on this, I was listening to it, but I have no idea.
No, you're gonna write your Miles Davis novel.
Find some shit and just play it, and it's good.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna write your Miles Davis novel, though. I feel like you could. Miles Davis is a guy you could unlock, that could unlock a few things for you. Like it just because it's within your. He's so alpha, and so sick, and it comes out in the music. It's different than other jazz, and I get because I'm like you. I'm like all jazz is good actually, but it's nothing that I like run to sprint to and buy. But I'm always like, yeah, that's nice. That's jazz. That's on. It's like my classical music for me, where I'm like, oh, I don't give a shit about classical music, but I put on jazz.
I get what you mean. Like I've never been offended by jazz music.
Never. It's all good.
I'm like, okay, this
the skiddly bop James Elroy, like it's fine. It's sick. This is tight. And then but like Miles Davis, you hear it and you're like, this is a guy that like actually took that genre and like made me go, wait, what's that? When I hear it, what's that? What's happening there? Like that's interesting, you know, and so that part's really interesting. So well,
you've unlocked my Miles Davis phase.
No, because we're doing a massive episode on him. I'm really engulfed in that right now, and I've always liked him, but now I'm like, I found this like other portal that so many other people have gone through. It's not like this, you know, uncharted territory, but I'm always like, oh, okay, there it is. I get it. Like I would be with the fedora, like, yeah, Miles, you know, like in the 50s club, like that's a crazy ass white boy over there. And Charlie Parker was getting his dick sucked eating fried chicken, said that white boy's gay. And I was like, no, he's not. You know? And I said, Charlie, I said, Bird, fuck you. That's what his whole book, is that 1,000,000 times in a row.
Dude, I love that part.
Is calling Glenn gay?
No,
what's it called?
It's me types in there. He's like, and this white boy was eating pig's feet out of a bag. I said, I ain't never seen a white boy eat no pig's feet out of a bag since
I love that. I love that part where he's like, he had his career resurgence when he was like 42, and he starts dating this like, it's basically like this like 18-year-old black supermodel, and you know, who's just like super fine or whatever. And he met the parents and the brother, like her whole family. And they're like, what do you want with our daughter? And he's like, what the fuck do you think, man? He's just like, dude, I'm Miles Davis.
I'm literally Miles Davis.
Yeah.
He's to the point where you just bring the horn out. You go, you just play that. What do you want with my daughter?
Yeah.
And then you just walk out with there. But well, guys, thank you so much. Merry Christmas special. We didn't do it last year. Last year I didn't feel very Christmassy. This year I do.
Merry Christmas, boys.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Glad we're bringing it back.
I hope your children have fantastic Christmases, and I hope I hope everybody else that's listening to this has a good one. I understand people that aren't feeling it. I'm not one. A true Christmas love is when you're I do. Because I've been there. I've been there where and not being a Grinch, because I think the Grinch is bad. I just mean the whole like, like, you know, because there are some uncomfortable family events. There are. But what you need to do is sever all ties with the family by saying something 100%. In public. But no, and publicly doing it in front of everybody and saying that you're wrong. Ventilators killed everybody, not COVID. And you say that at the table, and then you grab a fat ass fork of ham and you eat it. And then you say RFK is going to save us. It's totally fine. You're a loser. You're going to prison, probably public execution. And that's how you deal with family on Christmas. That's what you do. You should not suffer. They should.
Oh, yeah.
So listen to Agitator, guys. It's the best podcast going. You know, I don't do competition because you know what? There's hours in the day. People don't just listen to one podcast. Listen to Agitator, listen to us, and then there's enough content there to really get you going, you know, at that point. And we collaborate so often. Apparently that's the only time some people listen. I've been told.
Yeah, you gotta tell me about that when we sign off here.
Really gay. Yeah. But anyways, you can hear Kelby pretty soon on the All the Pretty Horses episode, which goes so hard. I mean, that book has not been covered in that way. I'm just telling you that much. It just hasn't. I did the cursory YouTube thing where the guy made the 12-minute video about Rollins getting raped. Guys, I think Rollins got raped in the jail. Mexicans, look, they might do something different. And the yellow scarf, the guy might be queer, but he got raped. And like that is the best possible Cormac McCarthy content on
it's there. Really weird that the haters let you guys do that one.
Crazy. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say
did they try to stop you on this one?
I wouldn't say they let us. we tried to do it down the border. We were like, there's nothing for us here. Mm-hmm. And we rode down
record south. In Mexico.
We rode down south. We stuck our nose where it didn't belong a little bit.
Put your yellow scarves on. Yeah.
And guess who was there to take us to jail? The haters. But it didn't work. We rode off in the sunset. Gave Rollins his horse back. See you later, dude.
One of us died. One of us got raped. But
Lane. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't Lane. It wasn't Lane. Yeah, it wasn't Lane. Shout out Lane. Lane was great. But yeah, on that note, guys, everybody have a safe week. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. We'll talk to you before then, though, because we don't do sabbaticals, dude. Fuck that, dude. We don't take days off. Shout out Nipsey Hussle. But
he's not having a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
He's fucking dead.
Yeah, that's
shout out R.I.P. Merry Christmas, Nipsey Hussle.
Yes. Merry Christmas, Nipsey Hussle. Thank you so much for your service.